Welcome to Press Any Key, episode 8. I'm all alone today. I said 8, didn't I?
Yeah.
Episode 80. And it's the Comic-Con episode, everyone. The big honkin' Comic-Con episode. I gotta be honest, it is fucking... This is all too much right here. You guys are to the left of me, right? Oh, everybody, here we go. This is right here, right? Bottom, I think, is Mike, and top is Nick.
No, you got it flipped, but...
Oh, you're this way.
Yep. Well, you're pointing the right way.
Okay, so
I'm on the bottom.
Okay, so Nick.
I'm a power bottom, and Mike is the top.
Yeah, you can tell. Anyway, so
welcome to Press Any Key.
Welcome to Press Any Key. What a strong opening. If you like anything you see here, please follow us.
Please.
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter at pressanykey.tv. Or you can find, I mean, however you're listening to this right now, just go ahead.
It's a good way to do
Go
it.
right back. Like,
you're doing great.
You're doing awesome. YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify is probably our 3 biggest ones. I don't know anyone who uses Stitcher. Do you guys know people use Stitcher?
Premium?
Stitcher Premium?
There's a premium?
Yeah. Stitcher Premium.
Oh, yeah.
Is it
behind the content wall?
Is it any
the
good?
Paywall.
I've never used it. I just hear ads for it.
Oh,
so clearly they're still up and running. I hear their ads all the time.
Well, I know they made a deal with one of the biggest podcasts.
John Campia.
That's what I call murder. Is that what it is? Or
I don't know.
One of these
ones.
The
Batman one?
No, not the Batman one.
Joe Rogan.
Not Joe Rogan, no.
That's the only two that I know that are at the top.
Well, speaking of living cultists, so I have this article here, you guys. It's a fun one to start the show off with. And Nick, when I saw this come across my screen, I was like, dude, he's gonna fucking love this.
All right,
you specifically are going to love this. So, Rolling Stone article came out. I want to say, where's the date on this?
Recently.
Yeah, it's sometime this week. I don't know what does Rolling Stone. Oh no, there it is, July 18th. So what was that?
You're really getting caught up in the shit that I don't care about.
Tuesday.
What is the title of the article?
I'm building up. Hey man, I gotta get the context out here. Okay, this is fucking big news, and the only reason this came out obviously because of Comic-Con, and it got swept up to the rug at the same notion. So exclusive. Apparently, a bunch of fake account bots fueled the Snyder Cut online army. Well, I've read the article though, and that headline is deceivingly salacious for sure. So, Warner Brothers basically put out this internal report. Well, I don't think they put it out. I think a journalist got their hands on it.
Got their grubby paws all over it.
And this isn't, by the way, this isn't like some no-name journalist. Like, she has a name in the industry.
It's Milo Yiannopoulos.
It's Milo. He's back.
He's back, and he's salacious.
Oh, I guess we got to end the stream. No, anyway. Anyway, they put it. I'm just saying this comes from a credible source, and basically, what it here is alleging is that Zack Snyder basically fueled his online army to get the cut of his movie made. Now, this article is long and it is detailed, but there are some key things I want to pull out.
long and detailed, just how I like it.
You gotta pull out.
So, first one off. All right. So, first thing that strikes me, or I guess is the most striking, is that Zack Snyder totally knows that he has a massive online fan base that he mobilizes and plays it off for sure.
Like the Riddler in the Batman.
Apparently, there's a quote of him saying that he wanted to get Jeff Johns and and John Berg. John Berg, I think his name is Jeff Johns and John Berg. He wanted to have their names taken off the film.
Okay.
Before it came out. And his quote was saying, if they don't, Jeff and John are dragging their feet on taking their names off of my cut. So do it now or I will destroy them on social media. Like,
destroy.
He's going full on, like,
I think this man is 51.
Lex Luthor.
Yeah. Like, so, there's also another event that is alleged in here that when Godzilla vs Kong came out and did way better than the Snyder Cut did. The Snyder Cut fans, the Snyderverse, the crazies, they were review bombing Godzilla vs Kong because it just was doing well. Apparently,
this is what led us to no dislikes on YouTube, and these people are still pulling this crap.
Apparently,
yeah.
Adam Wingard, the director of Godzilla vs Kong, called Snyder and said to him, "Hey man, can you like put out something to get your fucking fans from stop tearing apart my movie?" And his response was basically like, "Yeah, man, I don't really control any of that's going on."
This sounds like the January 6th hearings. It's like, what was he doing in those 187 minutes?
Yeah, exactly. So there's also some digital...
I don't want to say that the theatrical release is the only release. I'm just going to say that the Snyder release is now out.
So all that being said, there's like a digital marker or like a social media campaign firm involved that like took a look at the legitimacy of all this though. And unfortunately, even if Snyder did these things, right, where he was just like a piece of shit and bullying his way around to like get his cut, and like, hey, listen, you got to remember his daughter also, unalived herself. So like he was probably distraught and crazy and saying all like, you know what I mean? He probably wasn't in a great place mentally, right? That being said, there is somebody quoted in here saying one source maintains that Zack was like a Lex Luthor wreaking havoc.
What did I say?
He accused Warner Brothers of leveraging his fan base to bolster their streaming service, which if that was the plan, that didn't work out either. Only 37% of the accounts that started the Snyder Cut finished it. Like come on, buddy.
Dude, I love that he instantly was just like, you should look over to them, and over to them, and then all of the data is like, what are you talking about?
But here is the key piece of data that makes all of this fall apart, and this is the important part about it. Only 13% of the accounts were fake. That means 87% of them were real that were using Restore the Snyderverse.
And that's why Elon Musk is not buying Twitter anymore.
Man, what a fucking whirlwind, huh?
Yeah.
God damn.
So here's my deal. Is like there's two sides to a Zack Snyder is right and wrong in this, if any of this is true. If any of this is true, right? That he, all this behavior, he's wrong for that. I mean, if he wants people off the cut of his movie, he's the director. He's entitled to that. Because those people didn't believe in his vision of the movie. So why would he? It's absolutely true that HBO Max was trying to leverage Zack Snyder's fan base to bolster he is 100% correct about that. Originally he was supposed to get 30 million to finish the movie. That turned into like 43 million almost overnight, which turned into 70 million, which then the final number out the door was 100 million. So it was $100 million to produce the Snyder Cut for HBO Max.
And was it worth it?
Well, I mean, I don't think so. No, ultimately, no. It wasn't.
No.
It wasn't. All it did was fucking pump up the most toxic motherfuckers on the internet. Like,
fair.
I'm sorry. Like, listen, give me the desert movie. Like, I'm there with you. Like, if they gave me the desert movie, I'd take the desert movie.
Stop calling it the desert movie. Start calling it the reach around movie.
It's the desert
It's
movie.
the reach around movie.
No.
Reach around desert.
It's a reach for sure, but
it was like a bad Mario level.
The one everyone hates. But even if they put that out, right, I'd be like, okay, what? But this rabid obsession with like a director's vision for like the Justice League is so weird.
But I mean,
like, what a weird thing to be your obsession. I'm sorry.
I do think it's
a weird avenue.
He was vindicated in the fact that the movie was substantially better. It was still not great, but it was substantially better. I think it went from like a 3 to a 6.
But also, like we all said, you could have cut that movie down to like 240 and it would have been so much better. Right. Like, there are apparently issues.
Well,
there were apparently issues like the Martian Manhunter scenes he was told not to have in the movie, and he lost his shit over that, so he put them in anyway. He shot stuff at his house when they told him he couldn't shoot stuff, so he just like shot stuff in his backyard.
He's got his like action figures, and he's like just shooting. You know, like
I'll show them.
Like, and
we're
also,
gonna go that way.
Also, the other thing is that like here's the key factor in like what determines the bots from the humans. When
do they have a soul?
When some I don't think so. You know, now that you say it,
that's the key thing that separates
factor, and it seems like 100% of them have no souls. But the thing is that like what they saw was that all of these bots, right, that were charged up making all these like Snyder Cut tweets, they would be charged up for a period of time and then all lose all the steam. But 87% of that data still remained fluid.
So like they were active Twitter users after that?
No, they weren't. It would just
surge
up and then it would go away.
But the rest of them
were, yes.
Yeah, there was something like 1 million tweets a day happening that they said like, give me the Snyder Cut, release the Snyder Cut. And then after that, it dropped down to like 50,000 or 40,000, it says. And people were like, that can't happen.
You guys ready for this? You ready for the fucking twist? The fucking, oh shit, we should have paid attention to the first chapter of this book series. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All of this is alleged that Snyder hired those bots to get his cut of the movie literally around the time that BVS came out.
What?
Yup. Because BVS ate shit with critics and audiences, and the studio wasn't happy. They didn't make the money they thought they were going to make. So he is accused of at that time going and investing in like, you know, bot services to pretty much hype up his cut.
So, but BVS came out after Justice League?
No.
Then how does that math even work?
Well,
was it in like pre-production?
Justice League started filming the day BVS was released at theaters. So, what's it called? So the movie was well into production, like way past pre. They had already shot some stuff, like preliminary stuff. Now they're like in full production. The bots originally were there to like hype up BVS, like that's where it started. And then like over the lifetime they switched to Snyder Cut bots. Now they're just hyping up that. You know what I mean?
They're
like,
learning.
Exactly. So it's kind of my thing is like, if he really did do this, which he did it. Come on, let's be real. Allegedly. Allegedly.
Wink, wink.
It's just such a like, just make a better movie, guy. Like, that's all you got to do, man. Just make a good movie. Listen,
how about you put a little less Snyder on it?
But dude, that's what I feel like Snyder's most Snyder movies are his best ones. Like, I feel like 300 and Watchmen, and what's that other one I really like a lot? There's three of them.
Hunting.
Good Will Hunting, yeah, that one too. No, there's 3 Snyder movies I like. I can't remember what the other one is.
Oh, Dawn of the Dead.
That's the one. Yeah, all of those I like. Those are very Snyder movies. It's just this weird, like, new sense where people think he's like an auteur visionary. It's just like
he's Michael Bay. God. He's like he's our generation's Michael Bay.
No, he isn't, dude. He's not. No.
Michael Bay. No. Michael Bay is excess, and that's what I think that Snyder.
Michael Bay
excess.
Snyder has big ideas that he can't execute.
Michael Bay has big ideas that he sometimes
small ideas that he just blows
ideas up. That he executes.
He has no good car ideas.
No good car ideas.
No good car ideas.
So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of wild. Burke, what's your take on this?
Dude, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it was like you were talking about. If it's, BVS and then he already was like, shit, we have to do this, and already was planning to do bots and everything with it. Like, there's no way that the internet didn't like take to this and all of his fans just absolutely like shit on everything else and just say, let's get all of this, because that for sure happened.
I mean, look at the gentle minions. We see that there is a desire for people to do like fuckery online.
Right, like there's very clearly people that want to do dumb shit.
Yeah, and it really depends on what your lane of dumb shit is. Like, fuckery online is Three Guys, One Screwdriver all the way to the Gentlemanions. You know what I'm saying? Like that is there's a lot of lanes in there. You know what I mean? And the fucking Snyder cut one is very specific.
Hey, I think they're out there.
Am I supposed to know what Three Guys, One Screwdriver is?
I was gonna just let that go. I was gonna just let
What
it
do you mean
pass
you're
us
just
by.
gonna let it go? It is absolutely underneath the hood of fuckery on the internet. People have sent me that video before.
I don't. This is news
Thank
to
God
us.
Nick and I are uninitiated.
You don't
currently,
know
and it's
what
gonna
that
stay
is?
way.
It's a snuff film. It's of some guy gets
No
murdered.
shit. Like, I wasn't expecting it not to be something like that.
I just kind of wild, like, you know, that's one of the original hits, like that you guys haven't seen it. So, but yeah, Nick, what about you? Where you at?
Well, I mean, like I like the Snyder cut. That's the one thing I'll have to say. I think he's done a lot of damage to the DC universe, and the one thing that I was happy was that he got to release that. So, if he did do the bots, I don't mind that much.
Wait, what did you just say?
If he did send bots out there to get his eventual release of the movie, I'm glad that it happened, because the one that we got in theaters was worse than anything he's ever done. Like, the worst thing that happened to DC was Joss Whedon coming in and finishing that movie. As much as I dislike everything else Zack Snyder has done, that was unforgivable.
You're just taking like a super Machiavellian approach to this. We got a good version of something that was bad, and that's all that matters.
At the end of the day, it worked out.
It made it over the finish line.
Yes.
Competently.
Yeah.
It made it over the finish line, period.
Stylishly.
Yeah, it was falling with style.
Certainly a lot of style. 24% of that movie is slow motion.
Hey, that's the thing. It definitely, the director's cut could have been...
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's 24 minutes, 12%, something like that.
12%?
Yeah.
It could have been cut down substantially, but I'll overlook it, especially because it's like, at that point, he was like, I'm taking $100 million and I'm doing whatever the fuck I want. It's not like it was, you know, after, you know, like him trying to make this movie and then DC, you know, like was like, hey, just, you know, just cut this, that, and the other. There was a whole saga and he was like, fuck it, I'm doing it my way.
Can you guys imagine? Did you guys ever think that in 2013, when they were like, we're doing a DC universe, that almost 10 years later, it would be this absolute train wreck with like this weird cult that kind of grew out of it, and like this toxic community and horrible misbehaving actors and actresses?
10 years ago, the world was a very different place.
Reboot within a reboot, and like what was supposed to be their Avengers, and like...
We still haven't even seen The Flash yet.
Like, what should have been... You guys, DC owns the rights to the two greatest comic book characters ever created. They put them in one movie together, and it was a fucking travesty. What should have been a slam dunk. What should have been the easiest win ever. Like, should be up within, like, the highest grossing movies of all time conversation, as well as great. And there'll be some weird like offshoot that's like, well, I don't like the movie because of the one thing that they changed from the like, there'd be those weird people. Like, it should have had that legacy, and they missed the mark so hard
because
like,
they Snydered too hard.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
they were high off that Snyder.
Anyway, can we not talk about this anymore?
Okay,
there's more to talk about.
Now I'm depressed.
It's just so wild.
At least we have
like when I read that article
in a musical coming up.
When I read that article and I saw the words BVS come up, I was thrown into that movie theater in 2016. I was like, oh my God, I forgot this movie came out. Like, man. All right. So Stray, right?
Oh yeah.
We're talking about Stray.
Yeah.
So Burke, how much did you play of it? Because I finished it last night.
Oh, you finished it?
Yeah, because
nice.
it's only like 4
I have
hours
not
long.
moved forward more. I'm about... Well, so I'm in the slums part 2. So where would you say that is?
You have like 2 hours
percentage?
left.
Okay, so I'm about halfway.
I downloaded it this morning and played almost about the same amount as Mike. I'm in the slums part 2 as well.
Wonderful.
So right off the bat, I'm just gonna say this: as far as setting out a goal, you're a cat. They got it. They got it. It's good. I like it. It's fun. However, I was kind of surprised of the way the game actually ends up playing out. You know, like maybe not exactly story wise, but actual like gameplay environment.
It does feel like it primarily a step away from like a point and click fucking Telltale Games kind of thing where you're just getting the story moving along and not doing it. The puzzles are all very similar so far, so I do agree with that.
The puzzles are fun though.
They're fun, but it's like very repetitive. Which I mean, that's why
actually
it's a 5-hour
that's a really
movie.
good point, Nick, with like the point and click kind of thing. Because yeah, if it was, I know like the scale of the game and it technically being like an indie game, that it only is going to be, you know, this in depth, but it's one of these games that I felt like if it had either more time or more funding or something like that, you really could have had a lot of cool little special moments that would have been like little secret areas, or not necessarily just like to progress the game, but just like little fun moments that you look at and you're like, wow, this little area is just fantastic. That happens occasionally, but I really wanted more of that.
When it does happen, it feels like it's you know, you talk to a robot and it's like, hey, here's one line of my backstory, and that's it, and that's every single time. So far, again, we're only halfway through, but it's like each individual one isn't special. They're all pretty much the same beat every time.
Yeah, like there are cool little things that like when you mess with the robots, like when you jump on their like mahjong table, and then like it all gets splattered everywhere, and then they spend 10 minutes picking it back up, and then you just jump on it again. Like it, to Pat's point, like you are a cat, you're doing cat things, and it does that perfectly.
Pat, did you feel all the mechanics, the things like
Meowing,
you
perfect.
could meow,
Yes.
you could scratch, you know, you could nap. A lot of those times they're just there so you could do them. They don't really have any ramifications. Sometimes they do. Sometimes you can like scratch on a door, but I wish those things had more purpose rather than just doing them for the sake of doing them.
Yeah, I kind of felt that way, especially when you're like tearing up the carpet. Hey, because I was like, the cat should have a health bar, you know what I mean? And like me ripping up this carpet, with my claws and not my mouth, that should regen my health. You know what I mean?
Should do something.
I think that's
something.
too much. Like the game is not meant to be.
Yeah, but
The
then
game's
I also
not meant to
remember,
be anything about like having health or anything like that kind of thing. I think those there, while they really don't serve a purpose, just serve a purpose of reinforcing you're a cat.
But like I said, let's talk about the context of it. Is that like the controls, like to like I like nobody here yet, I think, has mentioned like the gameplay specifically and how like being a cat is so finely tuned. Like they didn't overdo it. You know what I mean? It's not overcomplicated. But what I was gonna say though, Nick, is that to your point, there is some purpose with those with clawing stuff because like I'm ripping down shades and like I found a secret and now I have like a. Have you guys gotten to like the open part of the city yet, where like you're doing all the jobs and everything, going through all like the
where I left off, Mike? I think you and I are on the same spot. I just helped Doc get back to the main slums, and now we're off onto like the next part of the journey, but we're still in the slums.
Yeah, I put the transducer in, so then it like started, you know.
Okay, I'm a little bit ahead.
Antenna.
I'm a little bit ahead of Mike. Also, I want to point out a lot of Back to the Future references in that one segment.
Sure.
Yes.
So you have Doc, the character Doc looks like Doc in the very beginning, like when Marty first goes to 1955.
I have some of Mike's gameplay here if you want to switch over to that, Nick.
There's
Ooh, Michael. Yeah. When I found out
you can just push this guy down.
Yeah, you can trip plenty of people. It's awesome. So
Which I
actually, Mike,
fun.
watching your gameplay, I want to know what did you play? You played this on your laptop, right?
Yeah, I play this on the new laptop.
Oh, and you're obviously oh, dude, that's the best. You get confused and you can't control it.
If you get a bag stuck on your head, all your controls are inverted, like left is right, right is left. So this is me just trying to fuck with this guy with a bag on my head. It's a nice little
Interesting.
fun thing.
So I watched Liz play it on her PC, and
Start that over.
yeah. So I watched Liz play it on her PC. What the fuck?
When you meow at the cameras in the beginning of the game, the camera's like, yeah, okay.
Huh.
Like it recognizes you because that's when you're trying to find your little robot dude. And then this to me just feels like a sum of the experience of the game so far.
This is what I wish there was more stuff like this. The sheet music.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Keep going, Pat. What were you saying about Liz?
Oh, well, she played this on PC. I want to talk about performance real quick. She played this on PC, and I was watching her, and it seemed like in the more heavily populated areas, it dipped down to like 30 FPS, like 40 FPS. So I just watched that footage. Now that footage was definitely 30 FPS for sure.
That looked good.
It looked very cinematic. So Nick, what are you playing at right now?
I'm playing on the PS4.
Okay, so you're definitely a 30 FPS as well. I played it on the PS5, and it's 4K at 60 FPS, or like, you know, whatever the fucking 4K for it's checkerboarded, or it's like it's a dynamic resolution, so it's more than 10, like it's more than 1440p, but it's like less than 4K. It's like somewhere around there. Either way, though, I never had a dip in performance once, but that's the one thing I've heard is that the PC performance across the board is kind of hit and miss, like depending on your rig, which makes sense for an indie game.
I didn't have any issues with any performance. I didn't get like any lagging or kind of like, you know, frame drops or whatever.
But you're playing on like a state-of-the-art laptop, right?
I was gonna say it's a brand new laptop, and I was on high settings. To be fair, like it was like chewing a lot of CPU.
Did you record OBS at 30 FPS? Because then it would have just captured in 30 FPS regardless.
That was just captured from what do you call it? The
Xbox Game Bar.
Yeah, whatever. Like it just has like an auto capture kind of thing.
Whatever the onboard is. Yeah, that might be why.
Yeah, I don't have that set. I didn't change any of the settings with that or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
did you just meow?
Yeah.
Meow.
Meow.
Well, there was a lot of animations they did in the game too that looked like a cat. Like as someone who lives with multiple cats, I was like, they did a good job.
Multiple is an understatement.
They have multitudes.
Yes.
They did a real good job.
You could basically stage The Last Supper with all of your cats.
And Jesus right there in the middle.
Which cat would that Jesus cat be?
Nico.
Okay.
It'll probably be Shadow. You know, he's the most forgiving out of all the cats.
He performs the most miracles.
I would say, yeah. He turns the most water into wine around here.
I do want to say,
like, what I'm saying. Anyway.
I feel like a lot of our conversation so far has been not necessarily negative, but not positive. And I do want to say the story and the environment are really compelling.
Yeah. Now,
yes.
I don't know how to put. It's this weird, like a post-apocalyptic. It's post-human sort of like.
Yeah.
So what's the? Okay, so you guys didn't finish it. Do you guys know how it ends at all, or no?
No, and
Okay.
I don't yet. No.
Okay, so without spoiling anything, I'll say this: I played through the ending, and I get how it fixes like what you end up doing. I get how it fixes an immediate solution, to a problem, but long term, I don't know. Like with everything they set up, long term, I don't know how it's supposed to resolve the plot.
So if this does well, they get a sequel and
which
make a bigger scale game.
It's going to. Yeah, I hope they do.
Yeah.
I hope they get acquired by Sony.
That'd be cool.
Then they can really fucking, there's cat combat in the next one, the fucking GTA size city, and
I think like
you can eat mice.
I think there should be more because it at its game at its core, I like that it's got that kind of like lo-fi hip hop thing, kind of it beats in the background. It is very chill.
Yeah, I listened to podcasts while I played.
Oh, well, that's the thing. It's like it is very chill, and it makes you like enjoy the environments.
Yeah,
I would like more stuff like that where you kind of want to explore and just live in the environment. I don't need a ton of combat, just more things that kind of make the world feel lived in, which it does a good job at. But I just like to see more interactivity.
But you, Burke.
Yeah, I think that's a similar kind of note. I don't want any combat. If they got acquired, I would just like it to be completely world building and expanding on like I was talking about, like little niche elements that really just make you. I mean, you're a cat, so your mobility and the way that you travel and the way that you kind of just move around the whole environment is so specifically unique.
I feel like that's
And
captured really well in the level design, though. Now that you say,
I completely agree. I was going to say I think they do a really
Like,
good
the
job with that.
mechanics of
I
the
just want it to be
game-
much more.
the mechanics of the game are built around the mobility of a cat. So, like, you know, what's a cat without a tree? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
Right, but, like-
listened to this one IGN review, and I don't want to parrot their critiques 100%, but I do agree. They said basically there should be a universal jump button rather than having to go up to things and then it'll show you. I wish it was like you discover what
No.
you can jump on rather than being told
See,
every single time.
what I appreciate about it is, as somebody who has cats, cats don't just jump from thing to thing. They will mathematically in their head measure the distance between where they got to go and how they got to get there. And then you'll see, like, if my cats jump from the floor to like the top of the tree, they will square themselves up, look, and then like have a plan.
Right.
So I liked the idea that the cat, you know, what'd you guys name your cats?
You could name your cat.
No, but I
I
called mine Rick the entire time.
Rick? I didn't name my cat. Mike,
I didn't do that either.
Yeah.
But to be fair,
Somehow
Nick and I
we're playing
don't
it
have
wrong.
cats, so we didn't need to, you know, intrinsically name it.
So anyway,
I just put in my head I was the cat.
yeah. But so I liked watching the cat square up and jump. Like,
Yeah.
I thought that was
What I'm
more
saying is-
emblematic of how to be a cat.
I agree with that. What I'm saying is I wish that it was just like you could, like, if you might not be able to jump everywhere, that's fine. But I just wish that like there wasn't an X on every single ledge. You know what I mean? Like if you hit jump and you can't jump, maybe the cat does one of those stutter steps and doesn't let you. Or if the ledges maybe had like it would glow when you could jump on it. But it wasn't, you know, like it felt very much linear in that way.
So Nick, let me ask you a question. If there was ledges pointed out to you that like where the cat could actually, like, let's say cat parkour,
Yeah.
right? Would you see that as more of an evolution forward?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just want to make sure.
And the other thing, just the way on the PlayStation controller is interact. Everything was through the square, which just like X. It should always be X. You know,
Yeah.
like
That was
on my end too.
That was my big criticism. Like progressing through a conversation is X, to end a conversation is B.
that
To
confused
like
the hell out of me.
interact with other shit is like Y or A. Like it was not consistent to the point where I was like, what is happening here?
So Nick, we just had this conversation about ledges.
Yes.
Okay. You haven't played the Arkham games, right?
No, I've watched playthroughs, but I've never played them myself.
Okay. So I would say your complaint with the X button being everywhere is akin to like the grappling hook.
Mhm.
Like, you know how it's like you're just walking and there'll be a ledge that highlights as you're walking, like where you can grapple and like basically where you can jump to. But then when you were talking about the highlighted ledges, it occurred to me, I was like, oh, Nick's probably never played the Tomb Raider games or the Uncharted games.
Nope.
So if they implemented those systems, you think it would have been better, like a better traversal system around the, because like Uncharted and Tomb Raider are basically like that, where it's like the path is laid out for you, but it's up to you through the controls on how you get through the path, right?
Exactly.
And like what path you take, but there is no like prompt, like you just have to see that that's something you can climb.
Exactly.
On the wall.
I think that would make more sense to me. Or it'd feel more organic at the end of the day.
Right. I would just like a little bit more of the system built out of the movement. Like maybe you can like run up a little bit of a wall and jump to another kind of thing, like, or, you know, other little things that make it fun to be a cat. Like if there's like little strings dangling, like maybe you hit those around, maybe you like bat around like a little mouse or something like that.
Yeah,
Because
like
at
those
the end of the day,
tiny quality of life things.
at the end of the day, all you're really doing is jumping, running, and interacting. Those are the like only mechanics there are, which is fine for a 5-hour game. But I mean, if we were to see a sequel, I'd like to see like what Mike's saying is more combo type stuff and more abilities.
Yeah, I want to fight mice.
I don't. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
you
just
kind of do.
I would do that, like, just like a little bat
wanna
around
fight
kind
other
of thing. But I
cats.
think for what it's trying to do, I think it does it perfectly.
You should have to fight a dog, a mongoose. You gotta make anti-venom,
An eagle.
an eagle, birds. There's many predators out there.
Do cats have, like, you know how dogs don't like mailmen? Is there a human version of like a cat's enemy, or is
It's
it just
non-owner.
any person?
Mummies.
Cats don't like mummies.
Oh
Yeah.
no, mummies don't like cats. That's
No.
how it is.
Yeah.
Cats love mummies. They were buried with mummies.
Yeah, but mummies don't like cats.
Yeah.
Why were they buried with them then?
Mike, have you seen the Mummy movies?
I know, and that's a pro. Do you want to start?
All right, Brendan Fraser, we're coming for you.
All right. How
But
about
what do you think, like, overall? Was it like worth the money, worth the time, worth the performance playing and everything?
I thought it was fine. Like I got it for $30, and it was it was exactly what I expected it to be, and I got it done in one night, so that's fine. Like, I'm good with that.
Do you think it has replayability?
No, not at all. I
Yeah.
don't think there's anything to bring me back right now, but that, once again, that's fine. Like, they'll patch something in, they'll put something, I don't know. There's going to be a community around this game. There's going to be speedrunners for sure.
The only replayability I would have if I was trying to get like all 100% achievements, there's a couple things I know that I already missed, and one of the achievements is finish the game in under 2 hours. So if you want to do that, that would literally be, and I don't know if I care enough to do that for this kind of game.
I've seen metrics before, like reviewers where they're like, I want to get $1 of enjoyment for every dollar, or 1 minute of enjoyment for every dollar that I spent.
Dude, that's not a good system to base your gaming experience.
Did I say
off
minute?
of.
1 hour of enjoyment out of every dollar that I spent.
Yes,
so
that's
30
like,
hours of enjoyment for $30 of a game. I don't think it's a bad metric. It might not be the only one.
it's the worst metric.
Why?
Because, like, not every game sets out to be a 30-hour experience. Like,
Yeah.
the
Well,
first
then
God of War is
you
like
can replay. Like, let's say this game was 5 hours, like it is, but you could replay it multiple times. Then you get 30 hours of enjoyment,
Yeah.
which it doesn't.
I think
do
I think it just depends on your intention.
To
in all
me,
honesty.
I
if that's
think
your
you
intention,
you could bring the price down a bit. I think I think this game is fun and enjoyable, and people should play it. But I think, yeah, you could probably $30 is a little expensive
What
for
would
a
you say, Nick?
5-hour game.
$20?
$20, yeah.
Well,
honestly,
you-
I don't know if it would sell as well as it might if it was like a $20 game. Like, I think there is an inherent value in like the quality of the game and the price of the game being at $30.
Fair enough.
Because if you made it like a $15 game, I think it would be kind of like,
It would
well, I
devalue
might check it out.
People
Yeah.
would think about that it's a lower quality product. I get that.
Yeah.
That's fair too. Yeah. I think at the end of the day, we're all giving this game like a thumbs up, right?
Yeah, for sure. I would definitely. This is a good game. I would absolutely tell everyone to play this if they wanted, if they have any interest in it.
They have
'cause
a
it's
cat.
fun. Yeah, and if you're a cat person, go for it.
It's a quick game, get it done in a day or two, and it's
Also-
just like no stress.
And
I didn't
touch
feel
your
like
tra-la-la.
upset playing it. You know?
Yeah, I listen to podcasts. I
Alright.
watch Twitch
Anybody
for a bit.
listening to this, don't play it the way Pat does. Listen to the game soundtrack, especially because you can make the guitar guy. You can give him sheet music and give him different songs.
I gave him music to play. I
I
listened
gave
to
him
it.
music.
I gave him
The original soundtrack is really good though.
Yeah.
Like, I do recommend it too.
I also want to point out my girlfriend is not a video game person, but I do think if I were to say, here, play this, just hand her the controller, it's something that she could wrap her head around and enjoy rather than feeling like, I don't want to have to learn how to play this.
You don't think
Right.
she can?
Other video games, she's like, I don't want to invest any time in learning the mechanics of it. This, I think she could jump into it and enjoy it.
Interesting. I think Liz is liking it so far. She seemed to get the hang.
Liz plays video games.
Yeah, I think she seemed to get the handle down a bit, but she was having some problems running away from the enemies. I was like, you gotta move. You gotta be quicker.
A lot of the game is so chill up front that, like, when I first got into the parts where you had to deal, what are they called?
The Zurk.
The Zurk, yeah.
Zurk.
I just
lurk.
wasn't used to
Lurk.
hitting the run button, so I would get swamped by them real quick.
The other thing that Liz does is, for whatever reason, she plays with. Listen, there's different ways to play on a controller. One of them's like the claw. One of them's like, but pretty much bog standard. You want to have both thumbs on both joysticks pretty much all of the time. so you can move the camera
Go to Mike. Mike, bring that back again.
when you're not what's it called? Are you demonstrating right now, Mike?
Demonstrating.
Okay.
I am demonstrating.
He's rubbing the,
Only
he's
when you
rubbing
need
the
to move
nipples
to the
of
face
controller.
buttons do you need to have them there. Liz's problem is that she couldn't keep an eye on the enemies because she kept her thumb off of the right stick.
What was she doing with it?
It's just hanging out on a
Oh,
face
that's-
button. I was like, what are you doing? You got to keep that there. It doesn't move. It's like 10 and 2. You know what I mean? Like,
It's like piloting a helicopter.
yeah, you
You
wanna,
gotta have both hands going at the same time.
Exactly. You do not want to fuck that up. All right. So yeah, 1 out of 10, everybody. I'd give this like a 7. It's good. It's good, but it's not like, it's not like,
I might give it a 6.5. But just because it's
fucking
so,
motherfucker.
I really enjoyed the game. It's just that there's like not a lot of meat on them bones.
Welcome
I think
to
for what it is,
it's 7 or 8. But as overall, I'd give it a 6.5 as far as games that I'm excited about and enjoyed. Mike.
within the scope of how it was set up and everything, I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay.
I think it like visually it's great. The character movement's great. The soundtrack's good. It's just short.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I
Fair
just don't.
enough.
I give I want to avoid the pitfall of giving everything a 7. So I'm saying 6.5.
Mm-hmm.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Indecisive.
Yeah.
All right.
IGN, everything is 7 or 8.
Well, speaking of indecisive, we saw Nope as well, you guys.
We did.
And I gotta be honest with everybody. I don't think I liked it as much as I thought I was going to.
What?
And that surprised me a bit. Just a little surprise.
This is the rhythm of the night.
Thank you. I needed that.
I really enjoyed it a lot.
So let me put it like this. Here's the thing. Thanks, me. I thought that this is very well made, very well constructed. The cinematography is absolutely beautiful. The performances are wonderful. Keke Palmer is so fucking good in this movie. It's unbelievable. This girl deserves, as far as I think for this, an Oscar nomination. She's fucking unbelievable how good she is. I did not love how the story turned out. Like with everybody knows it's an alien, right?
Why would you got to say spoilers before you say
No,
something like that.
dude.
Yeah,
Everybody
in the
knows.
in the
It's
trailer,
in the
it's
trailer.
literally
It's
an
in the
alien.
poster. It's
I
a
guess.
fucking.
It's a cloud.
So like,
I guess the new trailers they're revealing it.
yeah. So like, I just didn't love where that went. Everything was awesome. Like I can't like. There's the writing is really good. The spectacle of it all, was really good. But I just thought they made some decisions at the end that just did not make sense to me. And I might have missed something because I also felt like out of all 3 of his movies, the messaging was the muddiest out
For
of
sure.
all of them. So
I'm going to agree with you and say everything was really great up until the end, and then it got a little bit distracted and it kind of dragged. But I think it doesn't bring down my enjoyment of the movie at all. It's just like, unfortunately, they weren't able to wrap it up perfectly with it, like like a beautiful bow at the end. But I'm not going to dock it points for that.
yeah. Burke, what about you? What did you think? Non-spoilers.
Well, I'm in Mexico.
Oh, that's
and
right.
The movie while it came out in what, July 22nd for you guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
It comes out August 24th in Mexico.
So you weren't able to get a stream of it?
I literally I couldn't find like because it just came out. I couldn't find like a quality stream or anything
Gotcha.
like that online.
I wouldn't even fuck with that in another country.
But
Yeah, you're going to
don't
be
wanna
on
do
some
any of that
watch
kind of
list.
Just saying, bro. You don't know what them federales will do.
So,
all right?
stuff. Get a knock on my door.
Do you want to just duck out and I'll text you when we're
No,
past the spoilers?
y'all can more than happily talk about it.
Don't duck him out. Don't duck out because
It's gonna mess with
it's
everything.
gonna mess with everything.
No, I just mean like just mute it and I'll text you.
Go somewhere else in your house.
You just close out Discord, mute us, and I'll text you when we're through spoilers.
I'll just do this. Look, I'll do this.
Yeah, there you go. Do you want to do that? Because I think it's worth not getting spoiled. Like, I really enjoyed it, and the twist is cool.
Yeah,
You
I'm
might
totally fine with
already
that.
know
Let me
the
take my
twist.
headphones out.
Okay.
This is a point for non-spoilers for the rest of y'all too. I'll join you for it,
Okay.
and just give me some big old waves.
Yeah.
I'll be right here though.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, all right, Nick. You ready?
I didn't.
Non.
What can we say that behind Mike's back right now?
Okay, this is the only moment we ever had.
Yeah. All right. So, do we have any other non-spoilers?
I just listen. I'm gonna give this an 8.5 out of 10 because I did really like it. I just did not love the ending. Like, the cinematography is beautiful. Everything's beautiful.
I'd probably give it a 9.
Okay.
It's beautifully shot. All the actors are great. And I do like some of the messaging, but like you said, it does get a little muddy.
Yeah. So
And
I think
hold on. The biggest thing, the number one feather in the cap, I think, for this is the marketing was incredible. And like, this is some of the best trailers and teasers for a horror movie that I think I've seen in ages. Because when you watch the trailers, you know the scene where there's the woman looking up at the sky and her whole face is like deformed.
Yeah.
I will. I'm. You know, like, I don't think this is a spoiler, but I thought the premise of the movie was going to turn into
Something
aliens
with
that
her.
suck your life force out and turn you into like a husk. And then there's all the images of like the chimp.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so there's going to be some type of aliens that suck your soul out and something to do with chimps. And then what, like, that was nothing to do with what we actually got.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So I would say out of the two of us, it would be like an 8 out of 10. That's like there's my math.
You said 8.5 and I said 9.
Yeah.
So that brings us to an 8.75.
Okay. So yeah, an 8 out of 10. Anyway, so yeah,
And 87 out of 100 is what it
87
brings.
out of 100.
There
So
you
yeah,
go.
only 13% of them.
Yeah, all those Zack Snyder
all those
people.
Zack Snyder people. No, so but yeah, so let's just get into spoilers because I feel like at this point there's no way to talk about this but
Right.
to spoiler. So first of all, what I like about Jordan Peele is that he's directing elevated horror, but he also still makes it regular horror in the sense that, like, I saw some gruesome ass shit. And I like that. I like seeing horrible things happen to people in horror movies. That's why I watch them.
But even like this, like, it's got a good mix of every type of, like, it not only does gruesome stuff happen, but also like those suspenseful moments when like the little aliens were in the barn and like the first time you get a nope moment. Like, that was so good. And I was terrified of the aliens.
Yeah. So I felt a little bit disappointed with the reveal and what it ended up being because I thought it would go much bigger. You know what I mean? And it's really not, but they don't ever explain it. You know what I mean?
I think to me, all right, so the big reveal, I think we're both talking about the same thing, is that the alien spaceship is actually a living creature.
Yeah.
And it's a predator. It's like a super predator that eats people and horses.
Dude, when it was showing the inside of the inside of its stomach when it was eating those people and they were all screaming, I was so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
This is awful. I can't
And
watch
the
this.
horse skull.
Yeah. Well, I think that was the trophy, right? Because it spits out the trophy later on after
You're adding an L to the word trophy again.
What? Trophy?
Yeah, you said, we'll go back. You say
Okay.
trophy.
It's a trophy.
Oh, that's why he's keeping it in there?
Yeah. Well, because remember, he spits it out later on.
Oh, you're talking about the statue.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a skull of a like digested horse, like one of the living horses. But I could be wrong.
Could have been one of either. Yeah.
But to me, that's an interesting thing that no other writer director would have thought to do, a living flying saucer.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
But also, I feel like part of the twist is, turns out if you just don't look at it, it won't attack you.
I mean, like, I like that he gave it, like animal instincts, and the fact that he was able to learn from different, life lessons, and he was able to deduce that. It wasn't just like, fucking, like think about like A Quiet Place, like where it was like they chase sound. How do we defeat it wasn't like a whiteboard moment, like something lame like that. This was actually like, okay, we set up, he has these experiences, and through interacting with the creature, he's figured out how to avoid, falling into its trap.
So, all right. But, all right, so like now let me ask you this. What do you think the messaging was?
So I think a lot of it had to do with, I think there was a few things. One of them being like always being connected to like media and like what is the price of fame, and like everybody's kind of lust for fame, social media, and like the biggest thing that I would dock points for was the TMZ guy, how over the top he was. Like that was, and his dialogue sucked.
Yeah.
Like he's lying there with his arm broken. He's like, take a picture of me. I get the point that they're trying to make is that, people will do anything and go through so many things to have their moment of fame, but he was over the top. But I think a lot of it had to do with that.
Yeah.
What did you take away from it?
I didn't get any messaging the whole movie. I was like, this is very interesting. I like where this is going. And because like here's the thing, I think it's an interesting idea to be a living creature as opposed to just a flying saucer, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I had geared myself up for like the flying saucer experience.
Little green men.
Yeah, little green men almost.
We kind of got that in the beginning.
Yeah, I guess so. And that did freak me the fuck out. I was like, what are these things?
Yeah. It's like, how did they keep that character design from us?
Yeah, exactly. I just kind of feel like that the whole like, first of all, I don't know how the monkey fits into the story. Like, is that supposed to, I get that he's supposed to be like, his whole thing is like, oh, that savage animal formed a bond with me, so I can form a bond with this thing. Right? You could have taken that out of the movie entirely, though, and approached that from a different angle, and it would have been better.
Right. So I get that.
That being said, the chimp sequence or chimp sequences, well, those are incredible.
Right.
Those were, I was watching those and I couldn't take, first, dude, when the door swings in the beginning and you see the bloody handprint,
mm-hmm.
and then you see the chimp fucking from behind, like beating the fucking lady up. And then later on when the co-star tries to leave,
mm-hmm.
and the chimp like it comes through, it beats the shit out of him too. Like that, no joke, is like one of my like top 10 biggest fears. Is like a fucking
chimp.
Yeah, dude. You ever heard about that lady that
Yeah, I mean that's where that's the character is based off of, the one who got her face ripped off.
100%. Dude, they had a chimp at, when I went to that guy from Tiger King's place, Doc Antle.
Doc Antle.
He has a place in Myrtle Beach, and I went there and I hung out with, like, I did the whatever experience to like pet tigers and like all this shit, right? They said they were going to bring a chimp out, and I was like, I'm good.
I gotta get the fuck out of here.
I was like, I'm good on the chimp. And they were like, no, he's really nice. I was like, no, really, you don't need to bring the chimp out. It's fine. They're like, why? Do you not like chimps? I go, that one chimp tore that lady's face off. I go, I'm good. Those things rip your nuts off. They bite your fucking fingers off. They're no thanks. I'm good. I'll take my chances with the fucking tiger. Yeah. They then went on to tell me that, well, that chimp was drugged and that chimp was this and it was stressed out because it wasn't living in a carrying environment. I was like, and what the fuck is this place?
Yeah.
I go, you're going to tell me you've never sedated a chimp before? Like, come on. Bullshit. You've drugged
We've all been there.
Like, come on. I bet in terms of zoology, like they and then there's all these allegations about that place when Tiger King comes out.
Yeah.
I have a picture with a tiger cub that's probably buried in his backyard somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, it's that serious.
Yeah.
But yeah, the as far as I would imagine chimps gone wrong, this movie gets it.
Chimps gone wild.
The only problem with the chimp is that you can't have a CGI chimp look like that after Planet of the Apes happened.
It didn't look bad.
It didn't look bad, but it was not awesome.
Not as good as Andy Serkis.
No, not even close. Not even close.
But getting back to our original point, I think all the sequences about Gordy's home tie into not only like giving the backstory of Jupe getting that, like feeling like he can form a bond with a wild creature, but also what people will do for fame.
Yeah.
So he had this, he was very famous as a kid, and now he wants that back, and he's figured out, he's got his whole amusement park type thing, his, rodeo show type thing.
Right.
But this new wild creature is his new Gordy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it does tie in, but I do see what you're saying, where if you were to take that out, you could still achieve the same thing.
That whole place could have been loaded with dangerous animals, and he could have been like a weirdo that had like thought he had bonds.
Could have
with
been
all
Doc
of them.
Antle.
Exactly. Like it could have been that style of character, and I feel like it would have landed more. But then at the same time, we wouldn't have had those sick. Like that is.
And I'm
wild.
I tried to go through like on Reddit and just see people discussing to see what themes they took away, and I haven't seen anything from Jordan Peele yet. What he says, all the Gordy's home stuff is about. Maybe there's more layers to it that you and I are missing.
It's
that's
possible.
But I get what you're saying. But those sequences were great. This movie has a great balance of, not only is it a horror movie, it's very funny at a lot of times, and then there's like great action sequences at the end. It turns into a Western, you know what I mean? Like the whole, like the final showdown between them and the creature.
Definitely his biggest movie to date for sure. Which is weird because it has the smallest cast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's got a small cast but huge scope.
What'd you think of the guy who worked at Fry's?
The kid who did all the cameras.
Yeah,
I thought he was good. I thought he was annoying, which you were supposed to find him annoying. You know what I mean? Like I think he did a great job.
I love how he wrapped himself in barbed wire, and like that's why the thing spit him out.
I really thought he was gonna get sliced in half.
Yeah.
Like he was gonna get sucked up, and it was just gonna sever him in two. But
that would be, and like you can totally expect that. You know what I mean? Because like, this is a Jordan Peele movie, and he does not shy away from gore. I saw Us. I think it's called the last one.
Us is the only one of his that I haven't seen, so don't spoil it for me. I do intend to get around to it.
Okay, so not to spoil anything in Us, but apparently people don't really like Us. I didn't realize this. That there's a large, like a majority of people actually walked away from that movie. Was like, I don't really like that.
Really? I've heard nothing
And
but praise.
I really like it, and then I went to a discussion board and I said, why don't people like it? And I was like, okay, I can see why they don't, but also it doesn't take away from the effectiveness of the piece overall, I think. But
oh wow, you're right. It's got a 93 tomato meter and a 60% audience score.
Yeah,
that's wild.
There's a lot of people that don't like Us. But I kind of feel like a lot of, I've heard people say Get Out is a perfect movie. I think Get Out's really good. I don't think it's perfect though. I would say
it's closer to perfect than Nope.
Yeah. So basically what I'm getting to is I still like Us more than this.
Interesting.
I like that movie better.
I really have to go back and watch that.
That doesn't make this one I don't think that makes this one terrible though. That being said, I think it also reflects in the audience turnout because while Us made 75 million on its opening weekend, this only made 44.
Do you think it's weird the time of year that it came out, and it might
Not
have
at all.
done
I
better
believe
in the
Us.
fall?
Let me just check in the Us release date.
I just don't know how many people are going to see horror movies in the middle of the summer.
Us was March, and let me just. What's the other one?
Get Out.
Yeah. Well, that was February. Okay, that makes sense. Well, okay, so I'll tell you this. I think there's a bit of mismarketing going on here. Jordan Peele is known as a horror director. They gave this one a big old budget, and this one does have like the Spielbergian like shots of like wonder and awe and shit like that. Like the cinematography in this movie is absolutely outstanding. Like the way they shoot the creature, especially post transformation, is fucking unreal. You know what I mean? And it kind of reminds you of like Close Encounters. You know,
It's I hear a lot of people comparing it to Close Encounters.
because it's just like it's very not just like it, but it's very reminiscent of Close Encounters.
I'm trying to. There was another one that I thought it was a lot of like.
I've heard Jaws too.
Jaws. The one I'm
But,
thinking
like,
of
that's
isn't
every
even,
horror movie.
Signs. It feels a lot like
Yes.
Signs, but the difference between this and Signs is where Signs is very passive, dialogue driven, and about people overcoming their internal struggles, which this is as well.
With the backdrop of an alien invasion.
Right. It's less about the aliens, more about the people. Whereas this is like, it flips that and it gives them more active roles in what's going on. And I love Signs. It's one of my favorite alien movies. It's my favorite Shyamalan movie.
What'd you think of the rain scene?
That was fucking cool. To me, it wasn't the scariest part. But I was like, there was that Spielbergian wonder where it was like, holy shit, they're in for trouble right now.
I thought the most Spielberg part was when they were getting it, when it was coming down the fucking road.
When they're like shooting it.
Yeah.
After the horse chase.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, this at a certain point, I was like, this is Close Encounters. Like, he clearly watched Close Encounters beforehand.
I love the way it moved, too. Like, when it would, like, rise and fall over the hill.
Yeah.
That was scary. Like, that was, like, like, you're just seeing a little bit of Jaws. So I guess I do see that comparison.
I like the government cover-up aspect of it, where, like, where the map is blurred out on Google Maps.
Yeah.
And the government said that he died of like a freak accident when that coin, the father, when he died.
Dude, the movie started up and I saw Keith David as the dad. I was like, fuck yeah. I didn't know he was in this. I love Keith David. And then he immediately gets murked, like in the first 5 minutes. That was so disappointing.
So he dies and they say the government says it's a freak accident and that shouldn't have happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
6 months go by. The TMZ reporter's like, oh, this place has been this. The people who all got murdered at the fucking golf course, at the weird ranch.
Jupiter's Claim.
The government said that they were all missing in a weird like freak.
Oh yeah,
whatever.
there was like flash flood.
Yeah, a flash flood. Yeah. And it was just like, there's no evidence of that. So it's like, clearly they knew like what was going on. Like they knew something was out there, and like you don't realize, you're at a certain point, you're like, how does nobody else know about this? But then like you hear through the dialogue, like when Fry drives out there, he's like, wow, I didn't realize you guys were this far out. Like they're really out there, huh?
Also, I like the little moments of discovery that, they leave you breadcrumbs throughout to, you can solve it. And what the first horse that like takes off when Ghost takes off and OJ goes out to find him, and you hear Jupiter giving his whole speech way in the distance is like echoey, and you can hear it's like, the last 6 months we've been putting on this show, and like that's there for you. And like I don't know if everybody clocked
that's
it.
What that was.
He gives that speech every time, and he's out there, and the power on their house goes down, so you just hear with the floodlights like, oh, the last 6 months we've been putting on the show, and you're about to see, yada yada yada. So I heard that, and I was like, last 6 months. Okay, 6 months ago Keith David died, so obviously something's going on at Jupiter's place that they know something is connected here.
Yeah, it was cool when it was revealed that Jupiter does know.
Yeah, and did you notice the embroidery on the back of his jacket?
Yeah, I saw
and it's
that.
like, oh shit, there's all those little great moments where it's like, connecting the dots.
Yeah, when he finds out if you don't look at it, it won't kill you.
And the whole time, he's been selling horses to, Jupiter. And he's
like, I want to buy some of them back.
And Jupiter's like, we'll talk about that.
Yeah,
the horses are all dead.
Oh my god.
So like all those little breadcrumbs, like it's like really like good attention to detail.
Yeah, it's
and
well
it's nothing.
placed.
It's not like it's profound, but it's fun little nuggets that they're hiding.
No, but it's also like telling the story. It serves a story. So yeah, it's good. Anything else before we move on?
I get all the performances were great. Who is the filmmaker guy? His voice is incredible.
Oh, okay. You know what? We should talk about him. What the fuck was that? Why did he kill himself?
Okay, so I think that tied more into I don't, not that his has anything to do with fame because he's already a famous person, but it was like he wanted to get like the perfect shot. So I think that was like him going out the way that he wanted to go out because he's already reached this point where he can like I do one for me, one for them, and then one for me. This is the one for me. So like him going to any extreme to get that shot. And like I don't know if you picked up on this when he's at home when they're first calling him to take the gig, he's editing footage of squids like transforming their form.
Yeah,
which is like a like it's
foreshadowing. Yeah,
the form of the creature, which I thought was cool.
But like I don't why did he decide at that moment to be like, you know what, I'm just gonna murder myself?
So he says he's like the light, it's gonna be beautiful. He wanted to get that, so he like moved to get like the shot of the creature coming down with the sun in the background, like as the sun was setting.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm gonna get the perfect shot, no matter the cost.
But I thought he said you people don't deserve the perfect shot.
He did say that.
So what the fuck was up with that?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. It's like that part didn't really make sense to me.
Again, this is something we're gonna have to wait to hear from Jordan Peele.
So there's also some chatter online of the legitimacy of did the cameras definitely the camera that got sucked up in the air is done, but the camera on the ground that they originally shot the creature with, right?
The one that the kid started manning while the cameraman went off.
He what's it called? There's question around like, is that still around?
Did
like,
it survive?
Did it survive pretty much? And speaking of survival, so what do you think happened to Otis? Because at the end of the movie, Keke Palmer's character, what's her name? Emerald.
Yeah.
Sees Otis, OJ, outside of the ranch, and it says out yonder.
Out yonder.
So do you think he's alive? Now listen.
I like to believe that he's alive.
I like to believe that he's alive too, and it's also not a supernatural movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It
didn't have to be supernatural. It could have just been her having a moment. Like every time OJ reflected back on their dad.
Yeah.
That could have been her reflecting back on him.
Yeah, I get that. But also at the same time, it's like it's one of those things where it's like you gotta have it's either ghosts or aliens. You can't have both. One or the other. It can't be ghost aliens.
I don't think it was it could have just been like in the fucking at the end of a Happy Gilmore when you see like Chubbs he's not literally like waving down at Happy, but it's like the
he took his hand.
He took his hand. I took his eye.
I took his eye. Yeah, but either way, it's good. I think people should check it out.
Also, I just want to mention the way they like. You think it's the sound of the creature in the beginning making these horrible moans, but it turns out it's just the horses and people that are being digested in its belly that you hear like making these moans and screams in the very beginning, which I thought was awesome. The creature the creature makes like that clicking sound.
I can't remember
It makes like a ghostly moan in the beginning, and it sounds like a horse whinny, and then screaming people.
Yeah,
and it's just the things that are inside its gullet.
Yeah, because remember it sucked in all of those people at the
and they're still alive in there,
screaming and
until it juices them over the house.
Yeah, it really did. It did juice them, huh?
Also,
now, why do you think it juiced it to claim its territory?
Yes,
right?
Yeah. The other thing at the end when it reveals its final form, at first I was like, I don't know if I like the design of the creature, but the more I thought about it was if there was an alien creature, it would look unnatural to us. It would look, it looked like an alien weird design. So I thought it fulfilled that. It has its first form where it looks like a UFO, and then it turns into this weird alien form. Cool.
Yeah. So, anything else before we move on or no?
I think that's it. I would say go see this movie. It's a lot of fun. I laughed. I was scared. The people at the end of the movie, the other people in the theater like turned around to talk to me about it. Like, you know what I mean? I've never had that where other people are like, "What about this part? That part was great, right?"
Yeah, I'm see it.
See it.
See it.
We're giving it an 87%.
An 87. Only 13% are bots.
Yep. All right.
So it's as legitimate as any other social movement, I would say.
Give Mike a big old wave.
Yeah, it's hello.
Mike,
You can come back now. Did you see
it's
this?
good. Pot. No, he's looking down at his phone.
Hold on.
Mike,
Maybe if I send him a picture of my wiener.
do it. Do it right now. You got one preloaded on your phone?
Always.
Yeah, he's not. I'm gonna play. Mike.
Yeah, is he coming?
Come back.
Is he coming?
Come
Come
back
back.
in, Mike.
Come back.
Come to the light. Hey, Mike, can you hear us?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, we're done talking about Nope.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Except for the part that turns out. No, I'm just kidding.
Everybody explodes and that's
Everybody gets juiced.
Basic juice.
All right. So, boys, it's time.
Oh boy.
It is the time of year that we all wait for. San Diego Comic-Con, everyone. That's right. And we are all the way
That's right.
on the East Coast. The exclusives have already dropped. You could Google this news, and yet you're deciding to stay with us. We thank you. Or if you're just clicking on this timestamp, welcome.
Welcome.
This is the part of the show that really matters. So, San Diego Comic-Con, I have only put on this list the things that were announced in Hall H, which is usually the biggest shit. Like, that's the shit in where it goes wild.
The stuff you can hear about on any other YouTube channel.
Yeah. I did pick up some of the animation stuff, too, as well.
MMA?
MMA. Surprisingly, no video games were announced. I mean, there's that stuff going on with The Last of Us, but they're just clout chasing. You know, they're not a part of Comic-Con.
And that's on God, baby girl.
There you go. There's not a single person at Comic-Con who was like, we got Last of Us shit to reveal.
Did you know that Sam Raimi was originally going to be the director of the Last of Us movie before it became a TV show?
Yeah, and I believe
would've been
Maisie
wild.
Williams was in the talk for Ellie.
That would have been something.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. But anyway, so Hall H. So Marvel and DC, they had their presentations. And they in Hall H, they really only talk about the movies. I'm going to start with DC because that's manageable.
Do you want your monitor or no?
I'll let you know when to switch their guy. So the first thing that DC rolled up to the party with was Shazam: Fury of the Gods, which now you can go ahead and switch over there, Nick. And I'm gonna go ahead and play it on low volume, and you can go ahead and watch that. But basically, this trailer dropped, and the film is gonna be set a few years after the first one. Okay. Now, have you guys seen the original one?
Have not.
Mike, have
Nope.
you? It's good. You guys should check it out. It's a fun little comedy.
It's another one of those where it's like, I know it's good, just haven't had the time.
Well,
It's not the top of my list.
well, you're gonna see this one.
I don't know how interested in it I am, honestly, but I will inevitably check it out.
I mean, we watched all the bad DC movies. We should at least watch the good
you know,
ones.
you're 100% right.
We will rewatch the 2017 cut of Justice League. Anyway, so the film's villains are going to be Daughters of Atlas, which is Helen Mirren's
Helen
character,
Mirren.
and Lucy Liu. Helen Mirren's playing Hespera, and Lucy Liu, I believe, is playing Calypso. Very pirates like.
Very pirate.
Listen, I'm checking out the first trailer. I can already tell you that this is going to be a much bigger scale movie than the first one. I think they made the first movie for like $50 million. So,
I
check it
mean,
out.
not exactly a big budget.
I just wish we would, like when things work at a small scale, I wish that the next leap in logic wasn't, now we have to go huge. I wish it was, let's do another small scale one because we have a formula that works.
Yeah, but I mean, if you make a bunch of money, you're always going to go bigger because you can always make more money.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
Original
like,
budget 80 to 100 million. Box
Oh,
office
okay.
it made 366 million.
on the
Damn.
the original one.
Original Shazam.
Original recipe Shazam.
Yeah. OG Shazam. Like got all these Shazam families in there. There's a big old dragon.
They're called the Shazam.
Shazamly.
Rachel Ziegler. Everybody looks like they're having a good time.
The coloring in this movie is like really interesting. The way that they
Dude, wait until you
Kinda like
see
the color
Black
treatment of it.
Adam. Wait until you see Black Adam.
yeah.
They turned up the piss yellow filter like there is no
The
tomorrow.
piss yellow.
Who directed this or who is directing this? This is
David F. Sandberg. He's the director, and as you can see from the trailer, Zachary Levi is returning to be Shazam. Nope.
It's so interesting. He did exactly what oh god, who plays Jim from The Office? What's
John Krasinski.
John Krasinski, thank you. He had that like same exact trajectory where it was like he's a skinny and like almost like a little bit nerdy white guy. Because he was on that show what was that show? I can't remember names or anything, but he was on the show where he was like an IT guy.
Did you guys know that
the
Zachary
IT crowd?
Levi,
Zachary
is,
Levi.
is in the
Not IT crowd.
is in the MCU?
As
He is one of Thor's friends.
oh really?
Yeah. Here, look.
He was in Chuck. That was the name of the show.
Chunk.
Chunk. But just
Chunk,
like
yeah.
skinny white dudes who decided to like kind of beef up.
He plays this fucking
Oh
guy.
wow!
Oh.
No wonder I didn't recognize him.
And then they murdered him in the third one.
They're like, this is what you get
Good.
for doing Shazam.
So, yeah, I mean, listen, we're going to watch this, obviously, but I highly recommend seeing the first one because it is also very good. It's very funny.
For me, here's the problem. It's connected to the Snyderverse.
Oh my God, give it up, Nick.
And inherently,
Give it up.
I don't wanna give that any more steam. Hey, I said earlier, I'm glad we got the Snyder cut.
Yeah, but who gives
But
a fuck?
Let's
Dude,
just let it die.
It's like you're so married to this kid. Dude, continuity. They play continuity right now like Fox did with X-Men for 20 years. Dude, who cares? Like that's
Because you said it yourself. They made a movie with the two best superheroes of all time.
Yeah.
And they ruined it.
yeah.
It's like, just start fresh. It's okay. We started fresh with Spider-Man
Yeah, but if you just
three
start
times.
fresh, if you just start fresh, then you don't get a Shazam Fury of the Gods.
That's okay. I mean, like, okay, let them do that thing. But I mean, I just
Like, that's
stop
kind of-
stop
that's
putting
kind of my
Aquaman.
point.
Stop putting Aquaman in it. Stop putting the Flash in it. Just make it disconnected. Just
All right.
disconnect.
We're only like 2 movies
I think
removed from
you
that
know what it is.
happening.
I think Shazam is like the fucking caboose of the train. You just need to disconnect it from the rest of the train and do your own
All right,
thing.
well, here you go. You ready for this one?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
This
I mean,
is how the fucking Rock entered Comic-Con. This is a real video. So he just stands there all menacingly.
Does he explode?
He's got such big titties.
Man boob.
He's in full costume.
he's actually this is an animatronic.
Listen.
It's like how they had the fake Kanye
Listen to what he
at
says.
that show that just came out.
Oh, Mike can't hear it.
Do you hear what he said?
No.
I can't know what he say.
It's like, bro, you're so late to this. Do you even know how like it can only go up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what he means. He's like, I'm here to save DC.
What did he say? I did
He
not.
said the
he said-
DC
Can't hear him,
universe
right?
will never be the same.
And he also said, Hall H, you have been warned. The DC universe will never. And it's just, and then so he just disappears after this.
Oh, cool.
And then they play a trailer. That's literally what happened. So
Hey,
I'll go
man.
ahead and I'll throw that on right now. Now, Black Adam is a Shazam villain.
Yes.
That's what's interesting.
Are they connecting them?
Somewhere down the line, yeah.
If they were to restart with Shazam and Black Adam,
This fucking guy is just they're doing like this is it. Like who cares? They don't have to restart. Like,
just bring in new Justice League characters through this and have this be the launching point. That's the way to do it.
oh my god.
Rather than starting with Batman versus Superman, like this is how we're starting our cinematic universe.
So,
Okay.
so obviously,
Sorry, I have
Johnson
some
said that
issues.
he hopes that this movie is going to.
Who said this? Boris Johnson?
Boris Johnson. He said he wants it to be the relaunching part to build up to a Justice Society movie.
What did I just say?
Not a Justice League movie, Nick. Justice Society.
What's the
Society.
Justice Society? Who's in the Justice Society?
I believe it's just
It's like NATO versus League of Nations. We all know it's the same shit.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Justice
This has been-
Society is a superhero
Oh, go ahead.
team consisting of Dr. Fate, Hourman, the Spectre, Sandman, Atom, the Flash, Green Lantern, and Hawkman.
Can you imagine a world where like the definitive Justice team doesn't have like Wonder Woman, Batman, and
Yo,
fucking Superman?
How hilarious would it be if the Justice Society works out
Yeah.
and Batman and Superman they just can't get them off the ground?
That would be the funniest fucking turn of events. Like, this is what you did.
It's also one of those things where it's kind of wild to see Batman out of his element. You know what I mean? Like if you have Batman,
You mean the franchise or the character?
I mean the character. You know, like if he's in a movie with Superman and they're standing on a spaceship over Earth, like look at our watchtower, right? Like it's not the same as like I live in the shadows.
Yeah.
I am the shadow. You know what I mean? It's just You've spent that Batman then. You know what I mean? You got to have tech, gadget. I'm
Well-
not as traumatized, but like now I have friends.
That was
know?
always the problem, is that they started out so big, large scale, that they could never go back to the core of the. I mean, it's the problem that they have with Spider-Man and why they just reset him. It's like Peter Parker had too much going on. We got to knock him down a peg and stick him as
Yeah,
a poor
you
kid
got-
in
you
an
gotta
apartment.
jump
What,
it back.
okay, here's what should have happened.
Oh.
You really want to know what should have
What
happened,
should have
Nick? If
happened
you want to
there,
talk,
Pat?
if you want to do a what should have happened, or if you
I'm
want, they
ready.
should just restart.
Oh, you're saying for DC? I thought you
Yeah.
were saying for Spider-Man.
I'm saying what they should have done is they should have done a Batman movie and
Uh-huh.
a Superman movie. Just do. There you go.
Okay.
Do a World's Finest. Which
Okay.
is the two of them working together, becoming friends.
So not Batman versus Superman.
Not Batman versus Superman. No. Then,
And then cause trouble in paradise.
then you do your Superman 2, your Batman 2, right? But then at that point, Wonder Woman 1 would have happened. You got to spread them out.
You gotta sprinkle them in.
And then after that,
Let me just add to this.
mm,
Small scale threats. Everybody's dealing with
Yes.
small scale
Yeah.
threats. Non-intergalactic. Lex Luthor.
Metallo, there's no Brainiac yet. We're building up to Brainiac.
Yeah.
We're building up to Brainiac because Brainiac's like a Thanos level threat for sure. Or Kang, wink, wink. Either way, my point is that Batman versus Superman movie, they should have never been at odds with each other until we've seen them be friends.
Yeah, because who cares if two guys who were never friends had a fight?
Yeah, there's no history there.
Yeah.
Like, and also the fight is stupid. And if either one of them were intelligent and spoke more than 4 sentences at a time, that makes sense.
How about
the fight would have been over?
The fight was stupid, but the resolution was even stupider.
Yeah, I mean it's all
We've talked this to death, but
Martha.
I
Anyway,
really think it would be amazing if, let's say this is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson calling his shot now, and the Justice Society becomes the de facto DC
that
superhero
would
team up.
Be wild.
And fucking they don't know how do we shoehorn in Batman and Superman now?
You want to know what? You want to know what I realized about this?
desert
Is
movie.
like when I saw Marvel, the desert movie. When I saw Marvel announce their slate, and we'll get to that in a bit. I thought to myself, I never thought we'd be this far, but what I really didn't expect is for Marvel to just dominate like they do, right? And to think that DC still hasn't gotten their shit together after all these years,
Yep.
you know what I mean? But what was most mind-blowing to me is that this space race that we're in, it's never going to end. You know what I mean? Like I think it is possible, seeing by what we've seen in Phase 4 and how DC's kind of turned it around recently, that maybe by the time those 2 fucking Avengers movies come out, they might not be great, and the fucking Justice Society might be what's
Well,
fucking...
I mean, look at Marvel's track record. The last handful of movies, I think it's like there's more misses than hits.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if you're including the TV shows.
Yeah, for sure. And
I got plenty to talk about when we go into Marvel for
yeah,
that.
and so I think we're ready for Marvel, but pretty much what I wanted to bring up was just another thing that they said was that Viola Davis is returning as Amanda Waller in this movie, which is, more Suicide Squad stuff. Yay. And Dwayne Johnson, a nice guy, gave everybody IMAX tickets who went to Hall H to go see Black Adam.
That's awesome.
He's a regular Oprah.
Early. It's almost like they want that early fan reaction.
So you're saying that they think the fans will have a better point of view than the critics?
It's a plan. It's a fucking psyop, brother.
Oh, it's fine.
If there was a psyop I have ever seen, this one is it. Recording. Bring, 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 bring.
It's a psyop.
It's a psyop alarm, ladies and gentlemen. There's a fucking psyop upon us. All right, so speaking of psychological torture, Marvel announced their fucking slate, and it is too much. That
It's
being
fat.
said, it is sprinkled with nuggets of hope.
Blubber
So,
nuggets.
I'm just gonna go through the
They're
way that
chewy.
I'm just gonna go
They're
through. Oh,
chewy.
and actually, before we start, listen, stop making a big fucking stink over it. We know why DC didn't show Aquaman or the Flash at Comic-Con. We know why. It's because they have absolute animals in their cast that they are trying to
Oh,
fucking
true, yeah.
TNR right now. Okay, like just fucking give them
Imagine
a break.
they
okay?
they add Ezra Miller and Amber Heard to the Suicide Squad, but not as their characters, just as their own real life personas. They're now in the Suicide Squad.
Exactly.
It's shot like a reality TV show.
Calm down. I get it. It's disappointing, but guess what? There are bigger things to deal with. Ezra Miller is running a slave farm in Vermont. Okay, that's a problem.
Allegedly.
I don't think it's
for legal reasons. We say allegedly.
And what's the and I mean Amber Heard's out of her mind, but she's got a $15 million book deal, so she'll be okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. My story. Anyway.
Yeah.
So Kevin Feige first announced with Marvel that Phase 6 will begin with the Fantastic Four in fall of 2024.
You said Phase 6?
Yep.
Jesus
6. Yep.
Christ.
And will end with 2 Avengers films in the same fucking year. Avengers: The Kang Dynasty in May of 2025 and Avengers: Secret Wars fall of 2025. I get they borrow in name only, but if Secret Wars is one movie, they're going to ruin it.
I'm assuming that it's going to be a 2-parter and the Kang Dynasty is going to be...
It's going to be the setup.
Yeah.
And they're going to be both 3 hours
that would make
each.
most sense.
Yeah, which is fine. It's okay. The Avengers movies have been excellent. Okay, we take those. We take those.
I mean, like in Infinity War and Endgame, we're basically one movie.
Listen, what I've realized about Marvel going forward is you gotta know which projects Kevin Feige is laser focused on.
And it's not the TV shows.
It's not the TV shows, bro. It's the fucking movies. I don't think he was very laser focused on Thor.
Did he ever work at FX?
Because they got the movies?
They got the movies.
Okay.
They got the movies.
Okay, all right, weird. So
Weird.
So right off the bat, no Fantastic Four director, no cast. That's fine. Listen, D23 is in September, so you gotta remember they had they had to come here strong because they had to blow their competition out of the water. But they're trying to build basically their own Comic-Con right down the street in September in Anaheim with D23. So relax. All right? They're going to
As Frankie goes to Hollywood,
they are
said,
going to fucking
relax.
give you a sweet old Hummer in September, okay? So just relax, okay? So
They're gonna tear up your carpet.
so we got a Fantastic Four release window. That's good. It's on the schedule. So are the 2 new Avengers movies. I'm glad because it didn't look like there was going to be Avengers movies for a while. That made me sad. But they're back. So Phase 4, 5, and 6 was officially is going to be officially referred to as the Multiverse Saga. So presumably at the last Avengers movie, they'll tidy this bitch up and they'll throw it out to sea. No more multiverse.
I don't see that happening.
Because
Because think about like how long the Infinity Saga was.
yeah, but now they're doing 4 movies a year.
That's true. The way I see
And
it is
TV shows.
this
like,
is
Yeah.
like Avengers 1 and 2. I don't think that like the 2 Avengers movies that you just mentioned, I don't think they're capping off. I think it's Avengers 1 and 2 of this new saga.
No,
they
said
when did he
explicitly
say
that Avengers
Really?
Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars will cap off Phase 6 and the
Wow.
Multiverse Saga.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what other reason would you have for the Avengers to come back? You know what I mean?
It just seems wild to me that, like, obviously they're doing more movies per year, but they have more characters that they have to cover. Like, why wouldn't you want it to?
Yeah.
Why would you have a saga that's like, we're trying to wrap this bitch
Well,
up in 4 years?
Maybe if you let me get to some of the
All
stuff
right,
that we
all right.
have, I can explain.
Explain it to me,
You know,
Pat.
you fucking son of a bitch. Anyway,
Mr. Science.
Mr. Science. All right. So first up, the first thing they came out of the gate with, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. First trailer dropped. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull it up here and I'm just gonna let it play in the background. We this is copyrighted music, so I'm gonna go ahead and straight up, you guys, this looks incredible. I watched this trailer and I was like, okay, Marvel clearly took their time with this one. Like even the quality of the film itself is like, just looking at this, you can tell the quality is better than the first one as far as the actual look of the movie goes.
Yeah, it looks absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
I watched this first thing in the morning today, right when I woke up. So I might not have been in the awake enough. But I'm like, watching the trailer, I'm like, I don't know what we're getting with this. So I don't know, like
It reminds me of Avatar quite a lot.
It's very Avatar.
That's what I
and
said.
there are blue people in this, right?
I don't think so.
I did see
kind
some
of.
Na'vi in here.
Yeah, because Namor, the Submariner, is in this movie as well, which was widely theorized for years that he would be popping up in Black Panther 2, mainly because in Avengers Endgame there was a line about how there was a tsunami off the coast of an African nation and that Wakanda was stepping in to help, like with the reconstruction or whatever. And so that was like your tipping. That was like your winking a nod. So they do mention T'Challa in this, but I don't know how they're going to handle his death, or is he missing, or like what happened? You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the thing. Like I said, so all looks visually stunning. I just don't feel like we got enough of the story to be like, well, this is going to be awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because looks can be deceiving. Eternals looked like it was going to be fucking awesome based on the imagery.
Yeah. But yeah, there are blue
It
people.
looks like,
but
yeah,
that
it
right
looks like it's
there,
gonna be
that
like
shot right there
the
at the
new
end.
suit.
Yeah, like that's Letitia Wright, right? Like that's 100%
Yes.
her, because that's like the whole thing is like, will she be the Black Panther? Like, so I think his name is, how do you say it's Tenoch Huerta?
I think Tenoch Huerta.
Tenoch Huerta will be playing Namor in the film, Namor the Submariner, which I actually got. I think Namor kicking Daredevil's ass right here on this.
On this ear blanket.
Yeah.
On this blanket here.
And so they also released this promo art too, which is it's obviously a female cut Black Panther mask for sure.
It looks a lot like
it looks very sleeker, you know.
Black Cat, kinda.
Yeah. More like Catwoman type of vibe. The other thing is that, so immediately as the trailer dropped, Letitia Wright had this tweet about how this is the movie we made together and we made it for him, and like we didn't have a call. Apparently, they didn't have a number one call sheet on their call because that was Chadwick.
Oh, they left the seat
so
open.
they left the seat open for him. Pretty
That's
much.
good.
Yeah, and when you hear stories like that, you realize that like these people bonded over something special, and they lost somebody very important to them. So like, this was probably a very painful process. And Twitter let Letitia Wright know that she didn't make it any better.
Yeah.
I'm talking immediately like, yeah, you didn't make it any better by refusing to get the vaccine. You didn't why didn't you follow COVID protocols? You were this, you were that. I was like, damn, all right, chill.
Going at her.
You know, like fuck.
So
But,
it looks like it's gonna be like a really politically driven kind of plot.
Politically
Yes.
driven in the world of the Wakanda, right?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's this here? What
I
we
mean,
got here, Pat?
Which makes sense. Hold on, which makes sense because you know, it's Black Panther. It's inherently political. The last one was
Right.
The last one I think honestly is one of Marvel's best. Like I put that up there with Winter Soldier. I really like the first one quite a lot. Everybody gives fucking that other one everyone gives the end fight scene like a lot of shit for the CGI. It's like, well, they only had 6 months, so shut up.
Also, you know, Marvel classically
Yeah,
overworking and
we got
underpaying
it.
all of their CGI.
Yeah, we know it's awful. So
Speaking of,
so all that
Mike, that was a good segue.
I do have they did for whatever reason randomly just throw out that there is going to be a new Captain America movie coming out, and it's called New World Order. There's a title and everything, but we'll save that for when they announce the Phase 5 slate, and we'll skip right to what's coming up right in front of our faces, because apparently Black Panther in this next trailer that I have here for the She-Hulk Attorney at Law series, Disney Plus, this will close out Phase 4. These will be the last two things in Phase 4. Oh yeah.
I think it looks so weird that she has like short curly hair when she's not the She-Hulk, and then like weird, you know, long hair.
Yeah.
It made
It's
me
a
like, as I was
choice.
watching the trailer for this, confused. I was like, is this that person? Are they not? Like, when are they? You know.
So we mentioned this on the show before, but from people who worked on it behind the scenes, they say that they were kind of pushed to make her smaller and, you know, like, you know, more feminine. So I'm just assuming that the original form of the Hulk was more, She-Hulk was bigger and probably bore some resemblance to the actual character, not in CGI.
She looks pretty much like she did in the comics, though. I mean, a little bit different, obviously, like some modern updates, but that's pretty much how she looked. And I remember from
she doesn't look massive like the normal Hulk.
Yeah, and
well,
I
I'm
actually
assuming
really
that the
guys,
original design was probably trying to sexualize her less than the comics, where she's hypersexualized.
Really like
That's fair.
This
smart car.
This plot right here. Check this out.
We are going to launch a division for them, and I want the She-Hulk to be the face of it. Jennifer Waters. Namaste.
I have a serious conflict of interest. This man tried to kill my cousin, Bruce.
That's a great fucking idea. That is a very interesting idea that she has got to defend Abomination. And it's Tim Roth.
Yeah.
Like, I did not know that he was going to be in this.
Well, he was in
but that still looks like Shrek.
Yeah. Yeah, he was in Shang-Chi, and then later on in this we get the other drop of the Shang-Chi.
It just still has that cheap 6 episode look to it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that looks so Shrek.
It doesn't look as good as
there we go. There's a Shang-Chi.
It's Wong.
Yeah, I didn't want to like spoil it before it came out on the video. I know it's come out
Abomination.
already.
So yeah, I actually I think this looks really good.
Looks like Shrek.
It does. It really does. This trailer was actually surprisingly great. I know it's still gonna suck because it's 6 episodes, and there is one thing in this trailer though that I can't wait to see. Here we go.
Bang.
Middle
It'll
finger
be at the end.
That's
this little. Yep. No, the very last 4 seconds of the trailer.
Last 4 seconds of the trailer.
This.
Oh,
It's my boy,
DD Daredevil.
Oh,
Daredevil.
In the yellow suit, yellow and red
let
suit.
me see that again. Roll that back.
Oh yeah, here we go. See
Oh,
that?
damn, dude, it's Ben Affleck.
He's back.
Stop.
There he is.
Look at that.
You think his
ass.
knees could take that, Nick?
Ben Affleck.
Yeah,
He just got married to J-Lo. He can do anything.
Dude, yeah.
that's true.
I
He
don't know
can
about
buy
you,
new
but
knees.
my Batman marries fucking J-Lo, okay? Anyway.
I'm
I
really
still think
interested
the-
for
I
this.
still-
Honestly, I think like the way that it's set up, at least from the trailer, makes it look a lot more cinematic.
I still think the artwork looks like Shrek. Like, I'm sorry, but the
I'm not
branding
not
looks like
saying
Shrek.
it doesn't, but I'm saying like the way that it's shot and the way that everything is kind of put together. I feel like they've maybe learned a little bit of a lesson, and this feels like it might be kind of less. We're going to stack everything in 2 episodes at the very end.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's better balanced, but
But I'm
no
here.
way to
I'm
know.
here for all. I'm here for this. Like I'll be there when this comes out. We're gonna watch this. For
I've
sure.
got my fingers crossed for it.
I think we all do.
All right. And then so here we go. This is the fucking freight train from hell that they announced.
Oh no.
So Kevin Feige confirmed that they will closing out Phase 4 with Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, She-Hulk: Attorney at Law. They'll be the last 2 Marvel things in for Phase 4. Phase 5 will begin next year, starting with Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, February 17th, 2023. So Nick, we have this promo image right here. If you want to take a look at, if you want to switch over,
Yeah, we're
it has
there, baby.
Scott Lang, Evangeline, Paul Rudd as Scott Lang, Evangeline Lilly as what's her name?
Wasp.
Hope
Oh, as Hope Van Dyne.
Van Dyne. Very vocally anti-vax. Cassie Lang is also going to be joining them on their small adventures. And then in the back here, you can actually see Kang the Conqueror. So
This is an official release poster.
yes, so this is what
Correct.
you're going to see.
I'm not saying it looks bad, but this feels like a fan made art, so it's cool to see that they
Yeah.
that
They're-
they're
it
It
dropping
feels
Kang.
very, very comic booky as
Yeah.
opposed to like movie.
So
Forward.
apparently there was a trailer shown. We don't have it, but I do have a trailer like synopsis right here from Collider. So pretty much in the trailer, Quantumania picks up in the aftermath of Avengers Endgame, a book tour for Scott Lang's autobiography, Look Out for the Little Guy, while his crowds of fans are enthralled by the superhero's heroic accounts. Back at home, Lang's life isn't quite as glamorous as he'd like the public eye to think. In her MCU debut, Catherine Newton's Cassie Lang seems to be having trouble at school and with the law, like father, like daughter. Likewise, Lang's relationship with Hope Van Dyne is looking a little rocky, and the pressure is compounded by her parents, yada, yada, yada. So we're, I like the idea that Scott finally got his, though. You know what I mean? Like, he cashed in on a book,
Yeah.
you know?
I mean, he's in the Avengers musical now, so why not?
Yeah, it seems like his big thing is that he missed 5 formative years of his daughter's life,
Yeah. That would really suck.
and that he wants to go back in time. Like, you've lost some time. You've lost a lot of time, but time isn't what you think. It's not a straight line. Ooh.
Is that going to be the premise? Is it he's going to time
There's
travel?
there's a good chance.
They find
like,
themselves
trying to get
exploring the
back.
quantum realm, interacting with strange new creatures, embarking on an adventure that pushed them beyond the limits of what they thought was possible. Ooh.
see.
Yeah, it's got to be time related, Nick, because they use the quantum universe to time travel in Avengers.
That would
Yeah.
just I don't know. That could get messy. We're already doing multiverses. Let's
Time traveling multiverses, baby.
Apparently, also in the trailer, it had MODOK and Bill Murray.
I did hear about
Is what I
MODOK.
saw in one of the things.
Yeah,
to which-
MODOK is making his MCU debut in this film.
Who's playing MODOK?
and is it gonna
Is
be
it-
Patton Oswalt doing the voice too?
No, because Patton Oswalt already played MODOK in that stupid
So
TV
what?
show.
No, that's what I'm saying. If he
Charlie
played the
Cox
voice,
already
he would-
played Daredevil.
But Patton Oswalt's also the Herald in Eternals, so he can't be.
What
MODOK.
about Mahershala Ali?
I think it's Bill Murray though. think it is Bill Murray.
Oh, you think Bill Murray is doing Murdoch?
Yeah, why not? Yeah,
Or
why
Modoc, not Murdoch.
not? So apparently Kang, yeah. So here we go. The bulk of the film will take place in the dimension where we'll see battling quantum creatures. A run-in with Bill Murray. And interesting,
Just Bill Murray.
sense of tension has been lingering between them all. In the trailer, it's to the point where Kang's voice returns saying, "When you can see time the way I do, you can see everything you're holding on to, everything you call life. I know how it ends." Kang's first MCU film appearance sees him standing before Scott Lang, who declares himself an Avenger in the face of an unknown enemy. Coolly, Kang replies, "You're an Avenger. Have I killed you before?" Yo, Kang is gonna be wild.
That's why, like, my worry is we spent so many years leading up to Thanos that I want Kang to be able to have the development. You know, like,
Dude, his name is in the movie, the Kang Dynasty. It's gonna be about him.
but if that's the last movie in 2025, where it's gonna be the end
the Kang
of Kang
Dynasty is first, and then Secret Wars.
Yeah,
is
that's
next.
part 1, the Secret War.
I think it's gonna be like
Allegedly part
Thanos.
2.
I think it's gonna be like Infinity War and Endgame, where it's like the Thanos movie, then it's back to the original team. The Kang movie, that is back to the original
But what
team.
I'm saying is that's in what year? 2025.
Yes.
So we've literally we'll see Kang a handful of times before he's defeated. To me, it's like it's not enough development for his character. If he's supposed to be a Thanos level threat, he should be looming in the background for a little bit longer.
The other thing you got to remember is that Kang is not the only threat in Secret Wars.
Yeah. Okay.
Doctor Doom's a big part of it too.
Dude, I'm really looking for. I really hope they
He's a
have
big
a good
part of it.
Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a rumor going around that he might actually kill Kang and be the fucking and be the actual real enemy for Secret Wars. But either way, so
I think we lost Mike.
did we lose him?
Oh, he's back.
Okay.
It just jumps occasionally.
So then first Disney Plus show up on the fucking chopping block, spring 2023. Samuel L. Jackson will return as Nick Fury. Colby Smulders is going to return as Maria Hill.
Shit.
And fucking there's going to be Skrulls. So Ben Mendelsohn will probably show up. Secret Invasion.
Men
coming.
Bendelson.
Yeah, Men Bendelson. He'll be there. There's not much on this show. We're gonna end up watching it. But
How
think
many episodes?
they didn't say, however, not 6. And I have reasons why. So then after that, we got a trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Not out legally. There is a video on Twitter right now of showing a baby raccoon, presumably Rocket. And from what I've read, it seems that the big standout moment is that it featured Gamora not remembering anything about Peter Quill or the Guardians. And she also runs a division of the Ravengers.
Interesting.
Exactly. I think that's cool.
Do we have any thoughts on that? Whether it's like a clone or if it's from another dimension or timeline?
They took her from 2014, remember? In Endgame. She's a new Gamora.
Oh.
They took her when 2014.
I forgot about that.
When 2014 Thanos came to 2019 or 2018.
Right, he brought her with
He brought her with him.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
now I remember.
And James Gunn said that this will be the end of this era of the Guardians of the Galaxy as far as the cast and him directing them are concerned.
That's fair.
It's got Chris Pratt's got to go play Jesus.
Chris Pratt's going back to church. So then summer 2023 as well. Loki season 2, everybody's favorite, you know, just the best.
How many episodes?
I don't know.
Doesn't say.
That'd be more than 6.
So also summer 2023, Echo is coming as well, which is supposed to have Daredevil and big guy
Kingpin.
Fisk. There we go. Yeah, Wilson Fisk. He's supposed to be in it too.
Help! I'm big fisted.
Then also July.
Wait, what is? I don't know too much of a background. What is Echo or who is Echo?
The character from Hawkeye, right? I think you watched Hawkeye.
I did. I don't remember any Echo. Is that just
adoptive daughter of Kingpin?
Oh, okay. So the deaf character
Yes.
from
Yeah,
Hawkeye.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they put it together. Echo.
Right. Well,
Makes sense.
It's just weird that the villain,
It's funny,
the
you know, it's
villain
like-
of a
they're
show
like this-
got a spin off. Like I just didn't put those pieces
Well, it's
together.
just funny because, like, you know, Daredevil, who is Kingpin's arch nemesis, is blind, and Kingpin's daughter is deaf.
Yes.
So they rhyme.
Great job,
They're
Pat.
like, they're like Star Wars prequels.
It
They rhyme,
rhymes.
you know? Deaf and blind rhyme.
Do they?
Anyway.
It's a nice slant rhyme you got there, Pat.
The Marvels, July 28th, 2023.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, this
TV show,
this,
correct?
No. This is a movie. This is what
Oh.
was supposed to be Captain Marvel 2. Directed by Nia DaCosta, who did most recently Candyman, which is a fucking awesome movie. I love it. Starring Brie Larson, Tiana Paris, and Iman Vellani. Miss Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
And filming actually took place in Jersey City. So
Oh,
there you go.
all of it or some of it?
I don't want to say most of it because I'm sure most of it was in Atlanta, but
Atlanta, yeah.
but yeah, a lot of it did.
Dude, who knows? Pretty soon, New Jersey might become like the new Georgia, the next Georgia. Seen a lot of things where
Yeah,
they're
it's
trying
pretty
to get
fucking hot out there. You're right. Georgia's hot
as
shit.
far as bringing in filming production, as well as temperature.
You changing the fucking environment, I think is what you mean to say. All right, so then
Just do a bunch of post-apocalyptic shit down, you know.
so
There's a bunch of rundown cities in Jersey.
yeah,
Yeah.
just make Camden the new Hollywood.
It'd be a turn of events.
I would literally, I would throw myself out of a window. I'd be like, how did this happen?
You know, pretty soon what they're going to be saying about Jersey City.
And that's mad luxurious.
It's already all gentrified anyway, Nick.
I meant Camden.
Barely. Anyway, so then November 3rd, 2023, we got Blade. Okay.
That's going to be good.
No indication if Anthony Starr is playing Dracula or not, though. However, D23, hold it out. Just keep holding that breath.
What about Anthony Hopkins?
He's already Odin.
Yeah.
Shit.
He's an old man, Nick.
Who haven't they gotten yet? Damn it.
Pee Wee Herman,
Paul
Oh,
Rubens?
well, for
Tom Selleck,
Is Tom Selleck alive?
Brendan Fraser.
dude, that would be incredible to have him come back in
he's a
like a
DC
glorious
guy.
MCU fashion.
He's in their Suicide Squad, whatever the fuck.
So was Oscar Isaac.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
no, he
true.
was Fox. Anyway, so then we got Disney Plus series Ironheart, which is a story about a character named Riri Williams coming into her own as like the second Iron Man. She's called Ironheart though. And she's actually making her debut in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Oh, interesting.
So, Disney Plus series Agatha: Coven of Chaos, because everybody wanted an Agnes show.
Why?
WandaVision
why?
spinoff.
They had that plan before
And
even
Catherine Hahn
WandaVision
is
had
back as
aired,
Agatha Harkness.
right?
Mm.
That was already planned before.
It was
WandaVision
Agatha
came out.
all along.
No, all right.
Okay.
But
I
I
think
don't
we're losing
care.
steam here.
I don't care about
we're almost
that.
done.
Can you feel that we're losing
we are
steam on all these
almost
Marvel
done.
releases?
We are almost done.
All
We're
right,
gonna be
let's-
losing steam by the time that they all come out too.
Let's speed run.
Dude, I
these
know.
now.
All right. So that, but this is actually a great one that I want to talk about. In spring 2024, Disney Plus Daredevil Born Again, and here's why I have hope for all these shows. Nick, you ready?
He's gonna be a born again
Best part.
Christian.
Best part.
Because it's gonna be fucking 18 episodes that are all an hour long.
That's
Let's
Dude, it's
go.
the best. That literally was like 100%
A
the news that I
real
only gave a shit about with
television
that.
show.
it's about
A real
time.
television show. So I hope Charlie Cox is confirmed to come back. Vincent D'Onofrio is confirmed to come back. 18 episodes for the first season. Hopefully that they're going a more darker tone, like Netflix, more blood. That's what I hope to see. And if that, like we said, they are learning because help me, I'm in Rogue One. What's that guy who's getting the show?
Andor.
Andor. 2 seasons, 12 episodes each. This first season's getting 18 episodes. Listen, we could be looking at a television revolution here. Okay.
Disney television.
All of these shows could be 12 episodes.
Everybody
now.
else already figured this out. Nobody else is going the 6 20-minute episode route. Disney is the only streaming service
Putting
that
out
thought that was a
fucking
good idea.
YouTube videos
Yeah.
anyway.
Literally.
So then May 3rd, 2024, Captain America: New World Order will debut.
Any idea what the title is drawn from, a comic book or something?
I'm not entirely sure, but I can tell you that this movie sets out to test Sam Wilson on what it means to be Captain America and to test his underdog status following the events of the
I really
Disney
hope they
Plus
give him
show.
a serum.
Dude, that's my next note. Please make him a super soldier. Like the
I
man
don't think they're
can't-
gonna.
The man can't catch a truck, and give him a helmet. The man needs headgear. My man can't take a shot to the dome. He's not a super soldier. It will be over, bro.
Yeah.
It will be over. All he needs is a quiet guy on a nice day in Chicago to get him in the back of the head. And
Somebody with a sniper
over.
2 miles away.
it's over.
They
It's
have
over.
and they have what's the new the bad guy team that their Suicide Squad that they're forming.
Thunderbolts. That's the
Thunderbolts.
last one.
Yeah, you can bet
Right.
one of those motherfuckers is trying to angle for Sam Wilson.
One of
Well,
them's got a gun.
What Thaddeus Ross, who puts together, he actually passed away, the actor who portrays him.
Oh no.
So hopefully, they just recast him. Please do.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, and the only other thing was that What If is getting seasons 2 and 3.
Yeah.
No. Oh no.
Luke
are they gonna-
Skywalker is going to show up in there somewhere, Nick.
I really
Marvel's
like
With LeBron
Marvel-
and
Yeah.
Rick Sanchez too. Like,
Marvel Zombies is getting its own spin-off series. It's rated
and that's
T-
gonna be rated M, right?
Yeah, rated TV
Animated?
MA, and they said get ready for blood. Yeah, animated.
I wish they would just do something like that. Do short. See, that would be the thing to do. 6 episode, 20-minute long episodes of these animated shit, rather than trying to cram everything into What If, doing an overarching storyline.
Well, Nick,
Just have it be, these short seasons.
well, fucking buckle your seatbelt because
I'm ready.
this takes place outside the MCU. What is coming to Disney Plus? Spider-Man Freshman Year is a new animated series that they're doing, where Spider-Man basically learns how to be Spider-Man
Is
in
it
high
Tom
school.
Holland?
Tom Holland was originally supposed to, but he's not anymore. But Charlie Cox is voicing Daredevil in the show. And Norman Osborn apparently is supposed to be playing the mentor figure to Peter in this universe.
He is somewhat of a scientist himself.
Yes.
He
yes,
is,
so
you
I've
know.
heard. And then to wrap it all up, ladies and gentlemen, X-Men 97 seasons 1 and 2 will debut on Disney Plus. They're picking up where the story left off. However, they're changing some things to, be a little bit more modern. But more specifically, Magneto is going to be the leader of the X-Men in this show.
It's picking up right where the series left off, right?
Yeah. So that's at least an interesting take to me. Like that's something I definitely want to check out. They also played an updated, a more modern version of the theme, and none of these things are legally allowed online, and I can't show you them. Just like 3 guys, 1 screwdriver, 1 hammer.
Oh, there's a hammer now.
Yeah, now there's a hammer.
Well, I didn't get the full title out. Yeah, dude, they fucking hit him with that hammer. It's wild. Anyway,
I don't know what they do with this screwdriver.
they like a balloon. So
Like a balloon.
but yeah, so that was pretty much everything in Hall H.
Holy shit, that was a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And that's only till 2025. And now here's the thing. They haven't even announced Phase 6 besides for Fantastic Four starts
Fantastic
here.
Four.
And the Avengers start here. That's it. Everything in here has yet to be filled in yet.
That was
It's too much.
we spent almost an hour going through all that.
I thought we would. So
That's too much. And we spent about
It's just
5
like-
minutes of that hour on DC.
I think like the problem that I have with all of this is it's just going to become increasingly more difficult if anybody who has not like seen all of back end, all of like anything with Avengers and shit like that, like it's just isolating people from actually joining into the series, I feel. because you need to know so much
You
shit.
get a fucking Disney
about-
Plus subscription and you start from the beginning,
think,
motherfucker.
Mike,
Yeah, but literally 30. What marks the 30th like property?
30th
what is that
movie
one?
is Black Panther at the end of in November, which, by the way, the episode after that is when we're doing the ranking.
Right.
Oh,
30,
no.
30 movies, right?
That means we have to
30
go back and watch
movies.
all of them.
Fuck no, we don't.
I haven't seen some of them.
That's insane to like catch up on all of that. I think
Mike,
like anybody who wants to do it is
that's-
like you can't have. I would not do that.
That's why I'm saying they need to start doing smaller scale stuff where it just can be standalone.
Yes, I
Oh.
completely agree.
Kevin Feige, hear me now. Do smaller scale.
You know how many
stories.
people are shouting at Kevin Feige right now?
Every person.
No, but
There are no people that aren't.
I really am looking forward to what Marvel
The Kang
has
Dynasty.
in store. I forgot, you guys. I wanted to start with this clip of but I guess let's just wrap up the Comic-Con conversation with it. So I guess this was a part of the Marvel stream, right? Where they have like their own booth and they're streaming to like, their YouTube channel, and there is a chat going. And so they call up this actor. I don't know what his name is, but he's been in some stuff. I've clearly seen him in stuff. He's a working actor. But basically, he's reading these cards, and they're like, yo, get ready for this fucking surprise in the Marvel universe that's about to happen. They are hyping this up so hard. And I was on the stream, and I decided, yeah, sure, let's check it out. Let's see how fucking hard Marvel drops the ball at Comic-Con when it's outside of Hall H. You ready? Okay, here we go. So they call up the actor, and there's 2 minutes and 30
Looks
seconds.
like the dude from Shark Tank.
Oh, is it?
Is it him?
He looks like another actor. It might be, actually.
I'm only seeing like a tiny little,
You ready? All right.
No, I don't think so.
All right, so they're like, are you ready for this big reveal? So, like,
1 minute, 50
they're like,
seconds.
this is the first time anywhere in the world people will see this. It's going to be wild. And people are all amped up. They're like, oh, shit, this is going to be some serious ass shit we are about to see. Oh, fuck.
Frosted, and in all reality, you might not be able to tell us, but to me,
Here we go. You guys ready? We're going to...
All right.
We got 10 seconds.
Ready for this? People are like, oh, shit. What's it going to be? Here we go.
2, 1. Well, that was
People are
Wait,
like...
what does she say? What does she
Here we
say?
go. Ready.
a very powerful reveal.
Oh, it was a powerful reveal.
It's just the
Not a
gauntlet.
single person gives a fuck about what is going on.
Well, what is it? Is
So-
it just merch? Like
It's a fucking jewel set. It's like a legitimate like jewelry, like
Wait.
with gems and shit in them.
Really? That's
Yeah.
what it is?
So as if comic fans would care about that. But what was amazing? Oh, they turned the fucking chat off. However,
for obvious reasons.
when
You can't watch with live chat.
No,
you can't like do that
live
replay
replay
feature.
is turned off. It said it's disabled. So when they debuted this, yo, as soon as it went live, the whole chat was nothing but Fs. It was so hilarious. Like, and I had just decided, what is Marvel stream on Comic-Con? There's no open stream. Like, that's the point of Comic-Con, is like you had to be there to see it, type of thing. So I was like, what could it be? And it's just this lame shit that they're doing.
Wow.
Just all F's.
Just lame shit. All F's in the chat.
Langston Belton was pretty pissed about it.
Can you believe this? No, so yeah. But yeah, so that's everything at Comic-Con this year, as much as we can get into, at least as much as I know.
Everything in Hall H.
Yeah, everything at Hall H. And,
Right.
And honestly, it's a lot. I mean, it's about to be fall 2022. And the end of that, what they announced was fall 2025. That's how much content's coming in the next 3 years.
We're getting 5 pounds of shit in a 2-pound bag.
Dude, we're getting the children.
You're fucking right.
Children will, and here's how it'll go. It'll be like, this one's okay. This one's kind of mid. This one was surprisingly good. I actually really like this one. And then it will be like, oh, they blew my fucking mind again. And then another one will come and be like, oh, fuck.
I'm going to guess those are
And
the
then-
Avengers movies.
And then, and then we'll get back to like mid. Okay, like we're coming down, and then Fantastic Four will happen. Oh fuck! Like that's what I'm saying. Like that will that we are a hop, skip, and a jump, but between greatness and every single one of these coming. You know what I mean?
Dude, I would love to see a Doctor Doom solo movie.
I want Doctor Doom in the Fantastic Four.
I want him to have his own movie to set him up for Fantastic Four 2.
Being the ruler of Latveria and shit.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
He's a villain where I would love to see their backstory just play out on its own.
Yeah. What's the matter? You didn't like the version in the
No. Fan Four Stick?
No, not him.
Josh
Before
Trank?
that.
Oh, I don't was he was just a regular guy that knew Reed Richards, right?
He was he's a scientist of his own, has his own company and everything.
Yeah, but he wasn't
Somewhat
like
of a scientist
ruling a
himself.
country.
No, he was not ruling Latveria. No, he was. Not the
He
ruler.
wasn't the son of like a gypsy.
No. It's a very controversial term, Nick. You sure you want to be?
That's
using that on
that's
this-
true. Son of a what's
No, you could say it. They're gypsies. It's fine.
I mean, in the comic books, that's what they were called.
Yeah, that's what they're.
Romani. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a Romani
Romani.
boy.
Well, they're Latvian, so Anyway, clip of the week, shall we?
Oh yeah, it's the clip of the week. Oh, it's the clip of the week. It's the clip of the week.
All right. This is just audio. You
It's
said
just audio. But let me give you the setup for this one.
Let me get the setup.
I was
Set me
inspired.
up!
I was inspired by our famous Jordan Peterson clip.
Jeez.
So this is
inspired
just
you.
like a wild thing to hear. I found this on Reddit. Someone in a Facebook group. Someone in a Facebook group that I'm in unintentionally doxed someone else. I commented that it made me cringe to see this much information being shared. The poster contacted me through Messenger and left me this insane message.
What?
Oh, this is personal.
It's personal.
Okay, let's see it. I didn't even know you use Facebook. All right, let's do it.
Tell me when you're gonna play it. Nick, 'cause I'll play it on
It
mine.
was a Reddit thread. This is somebody's thread that I'm reading.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I was like, damn. I'm
Oh
about
wait,
to
Mike,
play it.
you can't hear it?
I'm gonna play at the same time in the show drop
Gotcha.
as y'all, so
All
I can
right,
hear
Pat,
it. Just
okay,
let me know when
give
you
a
hit play.
countdown.
Now on 3 or like 3 go.
On 3.
Okay, 1, 2.
1, 2, 3.
Comment personally, but I will shove it back in your face. How dare you? I cringe when you post addresses. Well, people live in homes, and those homes have addresses. So I don't take your comment personally. You can take your comment and say, I don't like it when people post things and addresses. Well, people live in homes. Unless you want people to live on the street, you fucking imbecile! How dare you insult me? And I'm taking your comment personally? Why would I do that to myself? I'm better than this. You wish for people to be homeless?
You definitely took it personally,
People
lady.
to be like you. I cringe when people post stuff like
Hey,
that.
cringe.
I cringe.
Live in homes.
She
And those
sounds
homes have
like-
addresses. Is it going to change the fact that if I didn't post the address, would that person still live there? I think so. So the joke's on you.
See what I find to be remarkable.
You woke moralist.
First of all, he should just let her have her way. Anyway, what I find to be the most remarkable thing about this clip is that her point is that even if she didn't post the address, those people would still live there because people live in homes, and what does she expect?
You're trying
that
to
people want-
put
that-
logic where logic doesn't
Like, you
live.
want to
She's
put
saying-
people on the street? Like,
yeah,
can't-
if I weren't sharing this information, you would want these people to be homeless.
which is like totally not the point. Like, And that's
like an
what's most
object
hilarious to
permanence
me.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is that is not somebody who can be reasoned with.
No.
Is when you're like, the key component here is that the fact that you put that on the internet, but moreover, it's like, to her, it's like it's a necessary thing where it's like, I have to put these addresses on the internet, and even if I didn't, it's not like they wouldn't live there. Like, she's like, the disconnect is awesome.
And just her level of anger at the person said, I cringe when
This. You wish for people to be homeless?
Yeah, Nate, do you wish for people to be homeless?
I do.
Oh, what the fuck?
Damn.
That was yeah.
I'm better than this.
She's just
You imbecile.
imbecile.
And those homes have addresses. Is it
There's
gonna
some
change the
good
fact
possible drops in
that
there.
if I didn't post the address, would that person still live there?
Yes, yes, they would. They would still live there, but the problem is you're putting the. Oh my god, dude! Okay, so like,
This is somebody that goes to town council
you
meetings.
can just say,
Oh, for
like,
sure.
I feel like after you've done something like this, like, you open up yourself to people being like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but this sounds like somebody took a hit off a meth pipe before.
I don't take your comment personally.
You know what I mean? Like, it sounds like she just really fucking like,
I
she
cringe.
fucking posted that, and in the time that they posted their response, she had finished taking a hit off of a meth pipe and looked back at her phone and saw the return comment.
You
and
hear her
just
like
fucking-
snort a line in the beginning and then
fucking turned it
go
up.
into
Like,
it.
Addresses. Well, people live in homes.
well, people live in homes. Well, no kidding. Fucking
You know what?
shit.
You know what? You got me there. People do live in homes.
So it's almost like you could be agreeable with her. It's like, well, what do you want? Of course they live in homes. What are you gonna do? Live on the street? She should be like, that's what I'm saying.
Now we're on the same page.
This is an avoidable situation. Just go down to her level. Just be like, yeah. Maybe don't post about it. You don't
Top
wanna
comment. Holy shit. I'm glad she didn't take it personally, though. That could have gotten really out of hand.
Yeah, that's true. I'm glad she didn't take it personally, because this right here
You fucking imbecile.
doesn't sound like somebody who takes anything personally. You know what I mean? Doesn't sound like somebody who was really butthurt by what they were
I like
said.
how she ended the call, too.
Oh, her ending?
Yeah.
So the joke's on you.
Lady, that is wild.
That's an adult.
Yeah,
She
unfortunately.
has a social security number and a meth problem. Like,
She's probably out of pension.
definitely, dude. She's a pension lady for sure. That type of entitlement only comes from
Fucking imbecile.
To myself.
That's a supervillain right
Better
there.
than this. You wish for people to be homeless? You wish people to be like you.
You wish people for to
You
be
wish for
like
people
you.
for to be like you.
You wish people for to be like you.
That sounds.
All live in homes.
That does genuinely get me. It's like, you fucking idiot. You're an idiot. You fucking sit there
Fantastic.
like, what don't you understand? Even if I didn't put the addresses online, even if I didn't do that,
They would still live
they'd
there.
still live there.
You want
What's
them to be homeless?
What's so thick? Why are you so thick in the head, you fucking imbecile? You don't understand simple concepts? People live in homes. Homes have addresses. And how do we get those people there? We put them on the internet. Fucking idiot.
You know,
My
Pat,
God.
you're really making a lot of sense right now.
I know. And this fucking asshole who posted this on my Discord feed clearly doesn't get how the fucking world works. My God.
God damn.
Oh, that was great. We got to find more of those.
All right.
So, with that said, thanks so much, and we'll see you next week. I don't know what next week is, but I need to slow down. I'm
Game
tired.
night.
Oh, probably. What do we want to do?
But we could do that March Madness thing.
Oh, maybe that seems like a lot of work, and I got a lot of rehearsal this week. So.
All right. Well, I'll take over on that if you want.
Okay. All right. Cool. Then we'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.